It's National Guard Night here at the ballpark as the Sasquatch finish off this 3-game stretch at home when they take on the Hastings Sodbusters for the second of 2 here on Thursday afternoon. Hello everyone and welcome inside the press box here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. I'm Ari Wall. Well, the Sasquatch so far on this home series, first they took the game against the Oahe Zap, and then yesterday put up 15 runs in a dominating 15-5 victory over the Hastings Sodbusters. And really, so far, since the calendar has flipped over to June, this Sasquatch offense has been firing on all cylinders. Last night, Ryan Bachman and Ben Green, both monster days at the plate as part of that 15-5 victory last night. Sasquatch will look to continue that offensive momentum here tonight. But speaking of flipping the calendar month over to June, let's take a look at our off-the-wall stats and two players who've been really good since the calendar has flipped over to June. For the Sasquatch, it's Micah Coleman, and for the Sodbusters, it's Josh Printer, a pair of infielders who've been hitting the ball well. You see the numbers there. Micah Coleman, .412 batting average. He joined the team a little bit late, but since coming to the team, OPS above 1,000, 8 runs and 6 RBIs. These are just their stats in June. Micah Coleman and Josh Printer are both players to watch here today. Also looking at the pitching matchup here tonight. Easton Brooks will get the ball for the Sasquatch. This will be his next time out. He pitched really well against the Fremont Moo his last time on the bump, and he'll try to continue that here today. And the Sodbusters will look to get the same out of their starter here today, and so we'll see how these two starters fare, and we'll see which offense comes out on top here on this Thursday afternoon. The Sasquatch find themselves one game over 500 now, 9-8, as they look to get their 10th win of the season. Well, when we come back, we'll have lineups, first pitch, and the start of this ball game here from Black Hills Energy Stadium. Stick around as it's the Sasquatch and the Sodbusters.
Says our national anthem tonight is performed by Mary Stolgard. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job, and thank you, Mary.
It's a gorgeous afternoon for baseball here on Thursday afternoon. It's also National Guard Night here at the ballpark as the Sasquatch welcome the Sodbusters for the second of two in this midweek matchup. Let's take a look at how the Hastings Sodbusters will line up here tonight. There was a change right beforehand, so this lineup's mostly the same except for that 8-hole. We'll get to that. Drew Vega leads things off. Josh Printer, the DH, he'll bat second. Sawyer Duddleston's in right, he bats third. Jack Borgman cleans up in the fourth spot. Ryan Jarvis bats fifth. Secondino Morales will bat sixth. Yamato Sato seventh. And then it is Luke Ray in that 8-hole instead of Fred Bone. So that's Luke Ray batting eighth. And Alexiel Delgado rounds out the order, and he bats ninth. And for the Sasquatch, it'll be Easton Brooks who will take the rubber. Let's take a look at the numbers for him. 1-1 record, a 5.27 ERA, and a 1.90 whip. But over his last 9 innings pitched, he's been much better, allowing just 1 run, a 1-0 record, 12 strikeouts, and a 1 whip. You see the numbers there. Opponents are batting just .216 against him, and that weak contact percentage certainly an encouraging sign as well at 75%. And let's break down Easton Brooks. Let's see what he throws and how he throws it. Brooks. So let's see what Easton Brooks has on the rubber. Let's take a look at what he did against Casper. A couple strikeouts in this matchup. You see the fastball and then that good off speed just breaking down below the dish. And again, just painting with that fastball. And over the course of these next couple clips from this game against Fremont, you're going to see a lot of fastballs, a lot of strikeouts looking as he was painting the outside corner in this start against Fremont. Just dotting up that corner. The Moo struggled to put the bat on the ball in this outing. By far, it was Brooks' best outing of the summer. You're going to see mostly a 4-pitch mix from Easton Brooks. Fastball, slider, curveball, change, and his fastball is among the team best at 90 miles an hour. But when he's on, he's throwing strikes. He struggled with that in his first few outings, but since then he's been a lot better. Able to throw the fastball for strikes and then that wicked slider. I mean, that's so tough to barrel up when you've got the fastball and the slider working. If he can do that, he's going to have himself a good outing as you see another slider backdoor. Now we'll see them both side by side. You look at where this pitch is. I think hitting a baseball is easy. That pitch is almost in the same spot. And then we're going to see where these pitches end up. The slider ends up in the dirt. The fastball ends up high. Neither one for strikes, and both get swings and misses. That's what's to look out for starter Easton Brooks here today, as he will look to continue a string of good starts put together by Sasquatch starting pitching. Last night it was Cade Bleeker who got the win. Today, Easton Brooks will look to do the same. While the Sasquatch have been really good over this last couple stretch. A lot of offense, 15 runs last night, beating the Sodbusters 15-5. They've now won their last 3 games and 6 of their last 7. Beating the Fremont Moo in 3 out of 4 and then winning 2 out of 3 so far in this home series. A chance to get all 3 in this game against the Hastings Sodbusters. So Drew Vega will lead us off. The second baseman digs in from the right side of the plate. Easton Brooks is ready on the mound. No standoff after the national anthem tonight. And Brooks' first pitch is bounced along the first base line and foul, and we are underway. It's been a bit of a warm week, and it will continue to be warm this weekend, but today it's a beautiful afternoon, 79 degrees on first pitch. will cool off nicely as this night continues. It's National Guard night here at the ballpark. We had a ceremonial first pitch before this game began as well. So we've got a ball on the field along the first baseline that will be tossed away. While that happens, a chance to introduce our umpires. Jeremy Mergel is our home plate umpire, and Jordan McDaniel is in the field. As Drew Vega will dig back in. Vega got the start in yesterday's game in the leadoff hole, playing in left field, and he went 0 for 5. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2 on Easton Brooks. Oh-2. And that just misses the outside corner. We showed you in that video breakdown, Easton Brooks, his last time out against the Fremont Moo, was going to that fastball on the outer part of the plate. Was getting a lot of strikes looking. Tried to go back to it here with the first batter and just misses. Now he's 1-2. He's bounced in the dirt. Throws among the fastest on the team. One of the few guys who sits in the low 90s, at least in the beginning of games. 90 to 92 miles an hour is usually where he'll top out at. This is his 5th start of the season, and though the numbers don't look great overall, it's been much better over his last 2. 2-2 is fouled off of Vega. We'll do it again. Big thing for Brooks especially is just the command of the zone. He enters today with a strikeouts to walks of 14 strikeouts to 15 walks. But 10 of those walks came in his first 2 starts, only 5 in his last. This one's bounced in the hole along the left side, and that's going to get off of the glove of Danny Cook. Will be an infield single for Drew Vega to lead off the Sodbusters today. And now that we've seen the Sasquatch defense in action, why don't we look at how the whole defense will round out. In the outfield, it is Lane Simon left, Ben Green in center, and Braden Gastisha in right. On the infield, Dylan Darnell and Danny Cook on the left side of the infield. Michael Coleman is at second. Ben Tate gets his first start at first. And Chance Green is behind the plate, catching Easton Brooks. Runner goes on the first pitch. Throw down to second is short-hopped and not in time, as Coleman couldn't get to the tag. Drew Vega with a stolen base here on the top of the first inning, as the pitch was in there for a strike on Josh Printer. Talked about when these two teams met yesterday. Stolen base battle, not as wide of a margin as we've seen with a lot of teams that the Sasquatch have played. Oftentimes the Sasquatch have had trouble. A leadoff single sort of turns into a double a lot of the times with other teams' ability on the base pass, especially Casper Spuds, but Sodbusters don't run all that often. Quickly, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Josh Printer. Printer, we highlighted him in the off-the-wall stats, has been one of the Sodbusters' better hitters all year and in the month of June. 282 batting average overall. 1-2. This is in the air to right field. Gastisha will come in. Vega retreats back to second. Gastisha makes the catch. Vega bluffs the tag. Throw comes into the infield, and Vega stays put. Out number 1 on the fly out by Josh Printer, and that brings up Sawyer Duddleston, who has been the best hitter for the Hastings Sodbusters. Enters today a batting average of .429, .592 on base percentage, a 1.163 OPS. Slugging .571 on the season. And he was a factor in yesterday's game as well. He went 1 for 3, reached base in 3 of 5 trips. Also recorded an RBI and scored a run in yesterday's game. It's in there for a strike. Count 0-1. Duddleston will be the key factor in this game if the Sasquatch can again keep him quiet. This is a Sodbusters team who's only averaging about 3 runs per game. So we'll see how careful Easton Brooks is with Duddleston today. He's got to imagine part of the strategy is make somebody else beat you, other than the team's top hitter so far. A ball and a strike. Drew Vega is aboard at second after a leadoff single and a stolen base. 1-1. That's in there for strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talked about the strikeout numbers over the last stretch for Easton Brooks. over his last 2 outings. 9 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts to 5 walks. Looking for his first of the game against Duddleston. He'll pinwheel and chase Vega back to the bag. So we're just getting underway here at the ballpark. Still no score in the top of the first. Sasquatch and Sodbusters, only the second time these two teams have met, the second in as many days. This midweek matchup. 1-2 is in on the hands, and it's blooped into shallow center field. Vega had to retreat. Gastisha will cut it off, and he'll fire onto the infields. Vega will stop at third. Duddleston with a single, and the Sodbusters have runners on the corners with 1 away in the first. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Jack Borgman. This is a very similar lineup to what we saw from the Sodbusters in yesterday's game. Not a lot of changes from last night's game to today. Top of the order, remaining the same as Borgman again. We'll bat cleanup. 9 for 38 on the season for Borgman. It's a .237 batting average. He went 0 for 4 last night. First pitch from Brooks. That's in the dirt. Green blocks it. Duddleston's going to try to take off for second. They throw down, and Coleman isn't covering the bag. Duddleston's going to advance on the pass ball. And now a pair of runners in scoring position here in the top of the first inning for Hastings. Sodbusters were quiet for a lot of yesterday's game, as Cade Bleeker kept them off the scoreboard for the first 4 innings. Sodbusters tacked on a few in the final 4 frames as Chance Green will go out and talk things over with Easton Brooks. And while they do that, let's take a look at some of the keys to the game for the Sasquatch here today. Number 1, defense. They've committed 26 errors so far this season. That's an average of 1.5 per game. And they're 4-1 in games without errors. Early offense, certainly a big factor. If the Sasquatch can score early, like they have been recently, look for that. And then over their last 6 games, the Sasquatch offense and the Sasquatch overall have been a much better team. This is flied in the air to center field. Green will retreat and make the catch. The throw comes into the infield. Tagging from third is Vega. And the first bit of early offense comes on a sac fly from Jack Borgman that scores Drew Vega. And the Sodbusters have the first run of the game. It's 1-0. So the Sodbusters are on the board. Borgman brings home the first run, an RBI, scoring Drew Vega. Duddleston advances to third. And now Ryan Jarvis will look for a 2-out base hit to extend the lead. In the dirt, Green gets enough of it to keep Duddleston put at third. So it's ball 1. Ryan Jarvis started in the 5-hole yesterday as a designated hitter. He went 1 for 3, scoring a run. Today getting the start in left field as Josh Printer is the DH today. 1-0, that's the curveball. And that gets Jarvis out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jarvis on the season, 8 for 32. That's a batting average of .250. 1-1 in the dirt. Green blocks it. We saw Nolan Ackerman behind the plate for the first time this year in yesterday's game, and we hope to have him join us in the bottom half of the 5th inning as we've brought a player up over these last couple home games. Hopefully Ackerman will join us, so you can stay tuned for that. Today it's Chance Green behind the dish, and the 2-1 pitch is grounded to short. Cook coming in will throw to first, and Ben Tate will step on the bag to end the inning. 2 hits and a run for the Sodbusters in the top of the first. Sasquatch will look to put up their first offense when we return in the bottom of the first.
Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance. We all take different paths in life, That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one Peak?
So after the Sodbusters put up a run in the top of the first, the Sasquatch find themselves trailing against the Sodbusters for the first time over these last 2 days. Let's take a look at the offense and how the lineup will shape out today for the Sasquatch. It's no Ryan Bachman in the order today, so Braden Gastisha will lead off the right fielder. Ben Green in a familiar spot batting second. Seth Nelson's the DH, he bats third. Dylan Darnell playing third, he cleans up. Ben Tate getting the start at first, he bats fifth. Micah Coleman will bat sixth. Lane Symes seventh. Chance Green behind the dish batting eighth. And Danny Cook rounds out the order, batting ninth. And that lineup goes against Dalton Juden, the pitcher for the Hastings Sodbusters today. This is his third start of the season, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 6 runs allowed, 8.10 ERA and a 1.65 whip so far on the season, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. In his first start against the Oahe Zap, he went an inning and 2/3, allowing 5 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. But his last time out, pitched much better against the Casper Spuds back on June 4th. He went 5 innings, allowing just 1 run on 2 hits and 4 walks, and struck out 5. And similarly to Easton Brooks, a big key for Juden today will be the command in those 6 1/3 innings pitched. 3 hit-by pitches and 6 walks allowed. Not necessarily going to strike you out a whole lot, but if he can command the zone, he can get some weak contact. Opponents are batting just 111 against him with runners in scoring position, as he's been able to limit the damage when he gives up those base runners over those first 2 starts. See if the Sasquatch can change that trend today and repeat what they did yesterday after 15 runs last night. A little bit of a different order, beginning with Braden Gastisha. Will look to try to do just that, as Ryan Bachman is not in the lineup today. So it'll be Gastisha to lead things off against Juden. And the first pitch is upstairs to Gastisha. Gastisha, one of the better guys on the team in terms of quality at-bats. And that is why he's in the leadoff hole. As he bounces one on the first base side, it takes a funny hop at first on Borgman, and that'll allow Gastisha to reach. See if they score that a hit or an error. As that one was bounced right at him, but took a hop. They're going to give an error to Borgman that allows Gastisha to reach. So a good start as the Sasquatch have an early base runner. That brings up one of the hottest bats so far this season. For the Sasquatch, it is Ben Green, who continued what's been a phenomenal summer with another great day at the dish in yesterday's game. As they check in on Gastisha, Green went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a home run. As you look at the total numbers for him on the season, and also because it is National Guard Night, you can see the South Dakota National Guard logo will be on our lower thirds today. So we are celebrating those heroes here at the ballpark. First pitch upstairs, but going back to the numbers on Ben Green. Batting average close to 400 now at 380. On base percentage 483. He's first on the team in total bases at 30. He's tied for the team lead in home runs at 2. And it's funny, him and Lane Syme, 2 very different body types, both in the lineup today, and both with 2 home runs this season. 2 balls and no strikes on Ben Green, who's just been doing it all for the Sasquatch. He started off this year in his first game. He was 0 for 5. Since then, he has hit safely in each of the next 11 games he's played in. 3 balls and no strikes on Green. Gastisha off of first, 1-0 Sodbusters early on. And the 3-0 is in there for a strike, 3-1. Mentioned Juden. Key for him is throwing strikes, falling behind Ben Green here. Certainly not a recipe for success with as good of a hitter as he is. And another good one waiting on deck in Seth Nelson. Here's the 3-1. And that one nearly hits him. It misses inside. Gestisha will go to second on the walk. And the Sasquatch with 2 base runners to begin the ball game, an error and a walk, will bring up Seth Nelson, the DH.
Number 19, designated hitter, Seth Nelson.
Seth Nelson, was a pleasure to have him in the booth last night as he comes over in his second year with the Sasquatch, and he's been just as good in his year 2 with the team. After a great year with the Sasquatch last year where he batted .351 and hit 5 home runs, he's continued to be just as good here in 2024 as the first pitch misses outside on Nelson. Look at what he's done so far this season, a .394 batting average, OPS above 1,000. He's the team, or tied for the team lead in RBIs at 13. Top that list with Ryan Bachman and Kyle Finn. And he is tied for 4th on the team in runs scored at 10. Doing all that in only 9 games played. This is his 10th. Start at DH today, and another favorable count for a Sasquatch hitter. The count is 2-0. Pitch from Juden is upstairs now, 3 balls and no strikes. Juden really looked like 2 different pitchers over his first 2 starts. Game against Oahe, didn't have his good stuff. Last time out against Casper, pitched much better. See what version we get today on a 3-0 pitch. Again, he finds the zone to get back as Nelson was taken the whole way. Count goes to 3-1. Braden Gestisha reached on an error. He's on second. Ben Green reached on a walk. And now the count 3 balls and a strike to Seth Nelson, the DH. Juden's pitch is in there for a strike. Nelson thought it was inside. And now the count goes full. Dylan Darnall, cleanup hitter, is on deck. Dalton Juden looking for his first down of the game. Comes home with a 3-2. And he misses upstairs. That loads the bases. Back-to-back walks. And Dylan Darnall will come to the plate with 3 on. So Dylan Darnall, this is his 12th start of the summer. And he's getting back-to-back starts after yesterday appearing at third base. Went 1 for 5 with an RBI. It's part of that 15-run effort by the Sasquatch in last night's game. Darnall getting the start in the cleanup hole today. 8 for 30 on the season. That's a .267 batting average. Looking to answer back after the Sodbusters put up a run in the top half. Sasquatch loading the bases without a hit. First pitch. Going after it and fouling it away is Darnall. Darnall, one of the better eyes on the team. .476 batting average. He's drawn 9 walks so far this summer. And he takes ball 1 upstairs. So Dalton Juden, an error and a pair of walks, and the Sasquatch have the bases loaded and threatening here in the top of the first, or bottom of the first, I should say. Ball and 2 strikes. Sasquatch got early offense last night. They put up 2 runs in the bottom of the first and another 2 runs in the bottom of the second. They never trailed in last night's game. An early deficit here, looking to get it right back. 1-2. And that's bounced along the first base line, and it's past Borgman into right field. 1 run will score. Here comes Green behind him, and he will score as the throw comes into the plate. That's a 2-run RBI single for Dylan Darnall, bringing home Gestisha and Green. And the Sasquatch have the lead right back. It's 2-1. Not the prettiest swing from Dylan Darnall, but it squeaks through along the right side as Borgman was playing a little bit in along the first base line. And he just sneaks it right by him. RBI single for Darnall. Seth Nelson goes first to third. And that's 4 runners who've reached so far for the Sasquatch as they get on the board with their first hit and their first pair of runs, courtesy of Dylan Darnall. 2-1 lead now for the Sasquatch as Ben Tate comes to the plate. Tate lines one into right field. That's going to get down. Scoring easily from third is Nelson. That ball goes all the way to the wall. Headed for third is Darnall. He'll get the stop sign. It's an RBI double for Ben Tate. He jumps on the first pitch and gives the Sasquatch a 3-1 lead. So 5 batters sent to the plate here against Dalton Juden, and all 5 have reached. Error, a pair of walks, a single, and now a double off the bat of Ben Tate have the Sasquatch offense firing once again. As head coach Joel Shipper will go out and talk things over with Dalton Juden. Looked much better last time out against the Casper Spuds, but today struggling to avoid the barrel. Back-to-back hits by the Sasquatch. And of course, the pair of walks don't help out either. So 5 batters sent to the plate. Micah Coleman will be the next guy up. And already an arm loosening in the Sodbusters bullpen, as this could be a quick day for Dalton Juden. While that's going on, we get a chance to tell you what's going on around the ILB. Another packed day around the league as the Casper Spuds and Oahe Zapper back in action. That game's in the bottom half of the 4th, and the Spuds are on top 5-2. And then the other game going on is the Nebraska Prospects and Fremont Moo. That game started the same time as this one. That's in the top of the 2nd with no score. Micah Coleman now comes to the plate. We highlighted him in our off-the-wall stats as one of 2 players who've been hitting the ball really well in the month of June. Coleman really has been hitting the ball well all season long. As we take a look at the numbers for Micah Coleman so far this season. Joined the team a little bit late, but since coming to the team has been one of the best hitters so far. Batting average of .450, a home run, and 8 RBIs. As Coleman gets the start at second base today, that's been occupied by Ryan Bachman for all but 1 game heading into today. As Bachman finally gets a day off. Kind of funny, he mentioned up here in the booth yesterday that he played almost every game last year and that it was a mistake. Getting a day off his feet today. As Coleman flares one in the air to right, Darnall will bluff the tag from third and stay put. A fly out from Mike Coleman is the first out recorded by Dalton Juden. That keeps runners on first and second, still with now just 1 away. Sasquatch leading this one 3-1 as Lane Syme comes to the plate. Look at the numbers for Syme on the season. Some power in the bottom half of the order. As we mentioned, him and Ben Green tied for the team lead in home runs with 2. So he just gets a piece of it to foul it away. Batting average creeping up now close to 300 on the season. 292 for Syme. The OPS still above 1,000 thanks to his extra base hits. He only has 7 hits on the year, but 5 of them have gone for extra bases. He fouls it straight back. 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and a triple for Syme on the year. So no balls and 2 strikes. With runners on second and third. Darnell on third, Tate on second. Here's the pitch. And Syme holds up. Good block behind the plate by Sato. Keeps the runners put. Bottom third of the order as the Sasquatch have already put up 3 runs in this bottom half of the first. Getting to Dalton Juden early. The right-hander in the Sodbusters bullpen continues to loosen. Corners in for the Sodbusters, middle infield back. Ray and Borgman at third and first respectively. Even with the grass. And Syme locked up on the curveball. Really nice looking pitch from Dalton Juden. Gets Lane Syme looking for out number 2. Well, we mentioned before this game started when we were giving you the scouting report on Dalton Juden. Entering today, opponents are batting just .111 against him with runners in scoring position. An opportunity for some damage control. After giving up 3 runs and allowing the first 5 to reach, he's now retired 2 straight. And a chance to leave 2 runners on. Keep the Sasquatch offense at bay. It's Chance Green looks at ball 1. Look at what Chance Green's done this year behind the dish for the Sasquatch. Been pretty quiet offensively, 6 for 33. Batting average of just 182. 4 RBIs on the season for the catcher. That's on the outside corner, count even. Sodbusters got a run in the top of the first off of Easton Brooks, who's had plenty of time to rest before he'll go back out there for the top of the second inning. As Chance Green comes up empty on the 1-1. Now a ball and 2 strikes as Junin will look for a second strikeout in the inning. And all things considered, if he can get out of this with just the 3 runs, I'm sure the Sodbusters and head coach Joel Shipper would probably be happy with that. Chance Green, the 1-2. That's upstairs, 2-2. Dylan Darnall, a pair of RBIs on a single in this half inning. Ben Tate brought home a run with an RBI double. Braden Gastisha, Ben Green, and Seth Nelson, the 3 runs to score. Swing and a miss. Green down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Sasquatch bring home 2 runs. Sodbusters commit an error, and the Sasquatch bring home 3 in the inning. They'll take a 3-1 lead when we return for the top of the second.
I want to shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Sodbusters coming back to the plate now, finding themselves trailing 3-1. 6, 7, 8 in the order. Secundino Morales, Yamato Sato, and Luke Ray will go against Easton Brooks. Sodbusters were able to put up a run in the top half, but the Sasquatch immediately answering back with 3 of their own to take the lead. Now Easton Brooks will pitch with a lead here in the top of the second. As the first pitch just misses outside. Kiefer Brooks, like we've talked about, throwing strikes, and of course he likes to go to that outside part of the plate a lot. Just missed low and away with that first pitch. 1-0 gets a check swing, and he did go around, says the field umpire Jordan McDaniel. Now the count even, 1-1. Morales getting the start at shortstop today. A 1-1, he goes back to that same spot, and he just misses low and away. Morales 1 for 5 yesterday with a run. Yesterday starting at third base. Today moving over to shortstop. The 2-1 just misses. Now the count goes to 3-1. Brooks is working along the edges. Not missing by much on these pitches, which is a good sign. Certainly not wild, though he's behind the count 3-1. Brooks' 3-1 misses upstairs, and that's ball 4. Well, we're celebrating a very special birthday here at the ballpark. It's one of our game day ops interns, Blake Bolin. As we look at our graphics celebrating Blake Bolin, it's his birthday. He's turning 21, but he got here at 2:56 p.m. for a 6:05 start. That's because he's filling the Gatorade, he's painting the lines, he's tracking our pitch data, and he's a former college athlete, a career 0 ERA in college. Yeah, we don't have to tell you the innings pitched, but he didn't give up a run in his college career. It's not something everybody can say. So happy birthday to Blake Bolin, turning 21. One of the hardest working interns behind the scenes. We appreciate everything he does to help our in-game entertainment at the ballpark. And, of course, he's the reason we have any pitch data behind the scenes telling you how hard these guys are throwing, helping out our broadcast as well. Check in on first on Morales. So Morales is aboard with a walk to begin the top of the second inning. Yamato Soto, the catcher, now bats. The 0-1 just misses. Ball and a strike on Soto. The 8th hole was originally scheduled to be Bond, who we saw in yesterday's game. Soto got added to the lineup late. We're now on a 2-1. That's in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike. This is Sato's 8th game of the season. He's just 1 for 19, batting average of .053 entering today's game. Not a guy you want to walk if you're Easton Brooks, as he's already walked Morales to begin the half inning. Finds the zone there on 3-1. Full count on Soto. Bottom third of the order now up for the Sodbusters. Here's the 3-2. And that one sails down and away. He walks Soto, and 2 walks to begin the half inning. Brings up the third baseman, Luke Ray. Saw him in action last night as well. Batting in the 9th hole, he went 1 for 2 and reached base in 3 of 4 trips. Walked twice and singled last night. Up 1 spot in the order, he's batting 8th today. First pitch from Brooks, squaring around a bunt. He'll take strike 1. Ray on the season after the hit last night, raised his batting average to 200, and even 200 on the season. Getting on base at a 368 clip. He's walked 7 times. Bunts on this pitch. Brooks will go off the mound and shovel the first. A sacrifice bunt for Luke Ray moves both runners 90 feet. A pair of runners in scoring position for the 9-hole hitter, Alexiel Delgado. So that's our number 1 for Easton Brooks in the second. And now he'll have to work to the 9-hole hitter, Alexiel Delgado. Delgado brought home the first run of the game last night with a sac fly in the 5th. Batting with a pair of runners in scoring position here in the top of the second. Takes ball 1 outside. Fastball hasn't been getting as many strikes looking as it did last time out against the Moo. Has tried to go with the breaking ball a little bit more today. And not getting as many chases as well. It's put him in a tough spot trying to find the zone. 1-0 to Delgado. Gets a swing and miss there on a pitch in the dirt. Now to count even. This is the 12th game for Alexiel Delgado this season. It's only the Sodbusters' 13th. Delgado so far 6 for 37. 162 batting average, OPS of 568. Ball and strike. And that one's in the dirt. 3rd straight pitch in the dirt. This time no swing from Delgado. Makes it 2 balls and a strike. Secundino Morales walked. He's at 3rd. Yamato Sato walked as well. He's at 2nd after both runners advanced on a sac bunt by Luke Ray. Now it's Alexiel Delgado. 2-1 from Brooks. This one's grounded to 3rd. Breaking from 3rd is Morales. The throw comes to the plate, and Morales is out. Heads up defensive play by Dylan Darnall. Delgado reaches on the fielder's choice, and Secundino Morales is out at the plate for the second out. We saw Dylan Darnall a couple times already this season make some good plays at third, turn a 5-3 double play where he steps on the bag and then throws to first. This time, Morales going on contact, and he's out at the plate for a big second out for Easton Brooks. Now to the top of the order, Andrew Vega batting with first and second and 2 away, trying to come away with something in this second inning. Vega reached on a single, an infield single on the left side of the infield. Stole second and came around to score the lone run of the game so far for the Sodbusters in that top of the first. A 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1. Vega, like Ray, was batting an even 200 coming into today's game. Let's raise that slightly. 6 for 26 now on the season. 1-1. In the dirt, Green blocks it. Going from second into third is Sato. And having to stay put at first is Delgado. So the wild pitch advances 1. And now the Sodbusters will look to get that run in from third. A single would score him from Drew Vega. Delgado off of first. Sato off of third. 2 balls and a strike to the leadoff hitter, Drew Vega. Pitch from Brooks is in the air to center field. Ranging over is Green. That's going to get down in front of him and skip towards Gastisha, and it gets by him. A second run is going to come in to score as Delgado is going to come in all the way from first. Going to third is Vega. Game is tied at 3 here in the top of the second inning, as we'll see what the official scoring is there. Probably a single and an error off the bat of Drew Vega to bring home 2 runs and tie this ball game. So Sato and Delgado both come in to score on the hit from Drew Vega, which has tied this game in the top of the second. First pitch upstairs on Josh Printer. It is going to be a single and an error. Looks like they're going to give the error to Ben Green, so EH. Only 1 RBI for Vega, bringing home Sato. It will be an unearned run that brought home Alexiel Delgado. 1 ball, 1 strike on Josh Printer. And the pitch is upstairs, 2-1. Printer flew out to right his first time up in the first. Here's the 2-1. That's popped up along the right side. Gastisha will come in. Now back, and he'll put it away for the third out. Sodbusters bring home 2 runs, only 1 of them earned against Easton Brooks. But either way, it's a 3-3 ball game. Sasquatch bats coming back up.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At the touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Getting set for the bottom of the second inning, now a tie ball game. Fans come out for ladies' night. Fans come out for ladies' night here at the ballpark when the Sasquatch take on the Plainsmen. First pitch at 6:05 on June 27th. We've got a promo every night here at the ballpark, so make sure you're checking out the theme night calendar on the Spearfish Sasquatch website to see what day is what theme night. And you can come out to the ballpark and support the Sasquatch and enjoy some baseball. Just a beautiful afternoon here at the park today. The Sodbusters bullpen is quiet here as we get set for the bottom half of the second. Dalton Juden is back out on the mound for his second inning of work. Top of the second inning, the Sodbusters able to bring home 2 runs, only one of them earned off of Easton Brooks. An error in center field by Ben Green on a ball that just looked like a miscommunication between Green and Gastisha in the right center field area. Wound up bringing home a run. So score tied at 3 as the Sasquatch will come to the bat here in the bottom half of the second. It'll begin with Danny Cook, the 9-hole hitter. He'll get his first at-bat. It'll go Cook, and then the top of the order, Braden Gastisha and Ben Green. The field umpire, Jordan McDaniel, has been standing along the first base line for the whole time this half inning's been going on, as Juden has continued to warm up on the mound longer than normal. Hard to tell from here what's going on. While that's going on and we've got a pause in the action, we'll just step aside here on YouTube while they wait for whatever is going on. We'll come back when the bottom half of the second inning is ready to begin. So the pause there in action was due to, I guess, a ball came up and hit Jack Borgman, the first baseman there, probably while they were doing warm-ups on the infield. So Borgman was there along the first base line. That's why they were gathered at the training table. Some of our interns behind the scenes helping us out to identify the player as he was tended to in the dugout, but clearly is going to be able to continue as he's back in at first base. Borgman okay after, I guess, a ball came up and hit him upstairs. 0-1 the count here to Danny Cook as we're back underway here for the bottom half of the second. Let's look at what Danny Cook has done so far this season. As an 0-1 is in there for a strike, 0-2. Struggled so far out of the gate, batting just 143. Reminder, this guy just came out of high school, is yet to appear in a college game. Chases on 0-2, does he go around? They'll appeal the first, he did not go. So able to hold up there on the check swing. Cook, like I said, just out of high school, yet to appear in a college game. Get an opportunity here in summer ball to face college pitching and doing so with a wood bat, which has got to be a tough adjustment from the high school level. Borgman getting in on the action right away as a ball skips by him into right field. Cook takes a turnaround first, and now he'll head for second as the throw is wild. And Danny Cook with a double to begin the home half of the second. Now the lineup goes back to the top of the order, and Braden Gastisha. His top spot has been occupied by Ryan Bachman pretty much all year. But today it's Gastisha with Bachman out of the lineup. As Gastisha will look at ball one. Gastisha's batting average still low, under 200, but his on-base percentage is now close to 400. 392 entering today. Reached on an error his first time up, so going up from there. It's one in the air to center field and pretty well struck. Going back on it is Delgado, and he will make the catch in front of the warning track. Going from second to third is Cook. He'll advance on the flyout. Productive out for Braden Gastisha. Moves Danny Cook 90 feet away from Sasquatch retaking the lead. And Ben Green will come up. Green continued to have a productive day with a walk his first time up and came around to score. He's first on the team in runs with now 19. Batting close to 400. This is outside the first pitch there from Juden, who's back out for a second. Right-hander again getting loose in the bullpen right now for the Sodbusters after a pause to begin the half inning. Nobody was throwing. Strike there to Green. Corners come in once again for the Sodbusters. Borgman and Ray on the cutouts along the first and third base lines. Middle infield remaining back as Green fouls it away. 1-2. Ben Green, in talking to some of the players, he's got a routine he goes through every time he does batting practice. Can't remember which player it was that was talking to me about it, but he said first time through is bunts only. And then he goes through it and methodically has a process. Something a lot of the guys have liked watching him in BP. Several guys have said he's a player that stood out to them since joining the Sasquatch. And the numbers back it up. He's been the team's, or one of the team's top hitters so far this summer. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Green with Cook on third. And he looks at ball 3. Full count with Seth Nelson waiting on deck. Bottom of the second, score tied at 3. Every half inning has brought home a run so far. Sasquatch looking to continue the trend as Green fouls that pitch off and Sato cannot hold on behind the plate. Another opportunity for Green. Green, with his run scored in the first inning, has now scored a run in 11 of 13 games this season. That's why he's the team leader. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is hit in the air. Shallow center field. We'll see if this is deep enough to tag. Delgado is coming in. Cook will try to tag from third. The throw from Delgado is right on line. Cook didn't slide, and he's safe. Wow, what a deke behind the plate by Sato, as he made it look like that ball was not even going to be a close play. They appeal to third, and now they're going to talk it over about whether he did leave early. I don't think he left early, but I wasn't necessarily looking right at the bag as the ball got caught. You've only got 2 eyes on the field, so certainly a tough call to make. Yep, he is safe, says the field umpire, Jordan McDaniel. So it's a sac fly for Ben Green to bring home Danny Cook. That's kind of on the fault of the Sasquatch guys helping him out there. Seth Nelson, somebody behind the plate, has to let Danny Cook know that he's got a slide there because he can't read the body language from Sato and the ball at the same time. But either way, a run on the board, and now a 4-3 Sasquatch lead. So that's now 4 half innings and a run in each of those 4 innings. 3 in the first, 1 in the second for the Sasquatch, 1 in the first, 2 in the second for the Sodbusters as Nelson pops this one up over our heads. Right over our heads. 0-2. Nelson walked in his first at-bat, came around to score on the RBI double from Ben Tate. Now batting with the bases empty after a double by Danny Cook and a pair of flyouts brought him home. Nelson chops this one foul. Juden pitch count getting close to 50 in this ball game. That was his 46th pitch of the game. 4 runs allowed, 3 of them earned to this point after an error in the first inning brought home 1 unearned run. 0-2. That's into left center field, and that's going to split the outfielders and get down for Seth Nelson. He takes the turnaround first, and he's headed for second. The throw is offline. A 2-out double for Seth Nelson keeps the second inning alive. Two-out hitting has been something the Sasquatch have been doing well over this last stretch. Seth Nelson continues the trend with a 2-out double. He continues to be one of the team's hottest hitters over his last few games. Coming off a series in Fremont where he was 6 for 15. Didn't play last night. Had a hit in the game against Milwaukee 2 days ago. And he's reached base both times he's come to the plate today. A walk and now a double for Nelson. Sasquatch leading this one 4-3. We're in the top of the second. Dylan Darnall, who's already had a good impact on the day so far. He's behind in the count here 1-0. Now ahead in the count here 2-0. RBI single in the first inning brought home a pair of runs. Gestisha and Green both came around to score on his single that just snuck past Borgman on the first base side. Not the hardest hit ball surrendered by Juden, but perfectly placed off the bat of Darnall, who now finds himself in a 3-0 count. Juden lost command in the first inning, walking a pair. Green and Nelson walked back-to-back in that bottom of the first. Hasn't walked a batter since, but he's behind here. 3 balls and no strikes. And he walks Dylan Darnall. A pair of base runners with 2 away have the Sasquatch hoping for a 2-out rally, as Ben Tate will now come up. 6th batter to come to the plate in the second inning. Sasquatch sent up 8 batters in the first, and now have sent up 6 so far in the second inning. As Tate will bat for a second time. He brought home Seth Nelson with an RBI double in the first inning. Hard hit along the right field line. Nelson takes ball 1, 5 straight balls from Juden. 52 pitches for Juden, 29 of them for strikes. 4 hits for the Sasquatch, 4 runs. Looking for more here in the bottom of the second. As 1-0, Ben Tate grounds it to short, goes off the lip of the grass. They'll flip to second and retire Darnall on the base paths to end the inning. Sasquatch get another run on a pair of hits. They'll leave 2 stranded, and the Sasquatch will carry a 4-3 lead. We've played 2 here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Sasquatch in front.
road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Three, 4, 5 for the Sodbusters in the top of the third as Easton Brooks will look to have the first clean inning by Sasquatch pitching in this game. First clean inning by either side for that matter. So we've been all offense through two. 4-3 the score, and it's Sawyer Duddleston, Jack Borgman, and Ryan Jarvis to come to the plate against Easton Brooks. First pitch in the dirt. Want to know the count. Duddleston, like we've talked about between these first two games, certainly a player to look out for. Raised his batting average with a single in the first inning, was left stranded at third by Brooks. As his 1-0 misses. Sasquatch will probably need a lot of outs from their bullpen in this game, as Brooks has labored through 2 innings. About to throw his 49th pitch of the game here, which misses in the dirt to make it 3-0. We'll see who decides, or who will be the arms out of the bullpen for the Sasquatch today. In talking with head coach Justice Scott before the game, Russell Peterson was penciled in as a possible bullpen guy. He'd been making a lot of starts so far this season, so could see him for some bulk innings out of the pen. Duddleston draws a walk to begin the third. That'll bring up Jack Borgman. Well, we gave you some score updates last night with the NBA Finals. Today, for any of you interested in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final happening today. The first period just concluded, and the Florida Panthers are leading the Edmonton Oilers 1-0. Looking to go up 3-0 in that series. No balls and a strike on Jack Borgman, the first baseman for the Sodbusters today. Brought home the first run for Hastings in the first with a sacrifice fly. So no official at-bat for Borgman today, though a successful first plate appearance. Finds himself behind here, 0-2. Duddleston, a small lead off of first. Held on by Tate. 0-2 from Brooks. Upstairs with the fastball. Easton Brooks, like we said, coming off a great outing in Fremont. Today, still looking for his first strikeout coming into today. He had been striking out everybody he'd been seeing. Today, not the same story, as he just misses there to even the count. Brooks had 12 strikeouts over his last 9 innings and allowed just 1 run over that stretch. Today he's allowed 3, 2 earned, and it's 2-2 to Borgman. He's upstairs, 3-2. Brooks has already walked 3 in this game. On the season as a whole, 15 walks in 13 2/3 innings pitched entering today. Over that 9-game stretch where he was better with command, he'd only walked 5 in 9 innings. And he gets a strike 3 looking on Jack Borgman on the inside corner. Maybe a little bit generous of a call, at least Borgman thought so. But he paints the corner for his first strikeout of the game. And the first out in the top of the 3rd.
Now batting for the Sodbusters, number 34, Ryan Jarvis.
Ryan Jarvis will now bat. Grounded out to short his first time up. Brooks would love another ground ball to short, perhaps a chance to turn a double play and work a clean 3rd. First pitch catches the corner. No balls and a strike on Jarvis. That's the spot that Easton Brooks would love to hit. That's where he was working so well. We showed you in the top of the 1st inning when we broke down Easton Brooks with his pitch comparisons. The outside corner is where he lives. Delayed steal, throw to second. They got him. A delayed steal by Sawyer Duddleston and a perfect throw by Chance Green. Catches Duddleston at second, and that's the 2nd out. How about that from Chance Green? That's now 2 caught stealings by Sasquatch catchers in as many days, as Nolan Ackerman got to strike him out, throw him out at 3rd base last night. Chance Green throws out Duddleston at second. Now a chance for Brooks to face the minimum if he can retire Jarvis. He'll step off here ahead of a 1-1. So a walk to Duddleston, strikeout looking to Borgman. And then now that caught stealing has 2 away and nobody on the base paths. Jarvis still at the dish. Fouls it off. 1-2. Hastings has had action in their bullpen for most of this game. The Sasquatch just now getting arm loosening, and it is Russell Peterson throwing in that first base bullpen for the Sasquatch. Here's the 1-2 from Brooks. Late swing and foul away. Jarvis will stay alive. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Sodbusters and Sasquatch matching up for the first time in 2024. Sasquatch a game over 500, looking for win number 10. Sodbusters looking to split this 2-game set. So the 1-2 is in the dirt. Sodbusters at 7-5 overall on the season. Sasquatch a really good team victory last night, 15-5. Had offense all throughout the order. And a good start from Cade Bleeker. Today won't be the same low-scoring contest that we saw through the first 5 innings of last night's game. So you've already got a 4-3 ball game here in the top of the 3rd. Chance Green, a brief conversation on the mound with Easton Brooks. Ahead of a 2-2 to Ryan Jarvis. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. As home plate umpire Jeremy Mergel has just motioned up here in the booth. So now it'll be a 1-2 from Brooks. And it's grounded to the first base side. Ben Tate will take it to the bag himself. 3 batters faced, 3 outs for Easton Brooks with help from his catcher Chance Green to get through the top of the 3rd scoreless. Sasquatch bats coming back up, leading 4-3.
For the newest games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Dixon Sports Medicine is here when you need us. on the gridiron or the grill, for touchdown dancers, in the home team, for the extreme or the everyday, feeling the burn or feeling the love. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you. Watch out, she's still going. Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Matisse Crowell is the first man out of the bullpen today for the Hastings Sodbusters as he takes over from Dalton Juden, who goes just 2 innings, allowing 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Turns the ball over to Crowell, who this is his 3rd game appearing this summer, all out of the bullpen. So far this year, has allowed 3 runs, all of them earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts across 8 innings pitched. That's a 3.375 ERA. And a whip under 1 at .87. First batter he faces will be Micah Coleman, and he gets a swing and miss on the second baseman. It's Coleman, Syme, and Chance Green. 6, 7, 8 in the order for the Sasquatch. Micah Coleman, his first time up, flew out to right. Sasquatch had second and third with nobody out against Juden in the first. They had already brought home 3 runs at that point. But Juden was able to get out of that jam with just the 3 as he got Coleman, Syme, and Green and keeping those runners stranded. It's just a 1-run game thanks to the limiting of the damage by Juden in the first. Sasquatch still leading this one 4-3. Easton Brooks had his first scoreless frame in the top half. Sasquatch looking for more offenses. This one's going to be a tough play off the bat of Coleman charging in. Morales, the throw to first is not in time. A speedy Coleman, no chance. Infield single to begin the half inning. 3 straight innings. The Sasquatch put the leadoff man aboard. Brings up Lane Syme. Like mentioned in the first inning, retired his first time up with a strikeout looking against Juden. See how he fares against Crowell. So Coleman off of first, who continues to have a great year at the plate. 1 for 2 now on the day. First pitch ball to Lane Syme. That one's outside. 2-0 on the left fielder. Started off the season a little bit slow in terms of offensive power, but has turned it up a little bit as of late. 292 batting average entering today, and he can do that with the baseball, which is hammer it just foul. That ball probably went about 340 feet into the bushes just to the left of the left field foul pole. Careful if you're Crowell not to throw that same pitch. So he just hung it right over the heart of the plate. And that is what Lane Syme can do if he gets a pitch like that. There is definitely some swing and miss in his game. But when he gets a pitch he can hit, drives it to the gap. This pitch is left upstairs to make it 3-1. Coleman off of first. Crowell new into the ballgame. 3-1 to Syme is hit in the air to left field and pretty well struck. Jarvis is going back, going onto the track, and it is caught. What a play by Jarvis out in left field. A leaping grab to retire Lane Syme. That is a long first out off the bat of Syme. A good defensive effort there in left field by Ryan Jarvis to put him away. So now it's Chance Green, who's also 0 for 1 with a strikeout. But he made up for an opportunity missed at the plate with a good defensive play, catching Sawyer Duddleston stealing. And this one's lined up the middle, right into the glove of Crowell, who throws to first to retire Coleman. So Coleman, after his single, is doubled up as that ball just found the glove of Crowell on the mound. Hard hit off of the bat of Green, but won't do any damage. Sasquatch bring 3 to the plate, leave nobody stranded, and lead at 4-3 through 3.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Sasquatch go to the bullpen and they bring out Russell Peterson, and Peterson's a guy who's been starting for all of the season so far. This is his 4th outing of the summer. You look at the numbers for him this year. All 3 games before this came out of that starting spot, but today out of the bullpen. 13 innings pitched, a 1-0 record, 4.15 ERA, but he's been one of the team's best pitchers so far this season. Had a great outing against the Nebraska Prospects where he went 5 innings, struck out 8 and did not allow a run. And then last time out as a starter against the Fremont Moo, went 5 innings, also struck out 8. Gave up 4 runs, only 3 earned. So he's given up 9 runs, only 6 earned across 13 innings pitched so far this summer. Today, working out of the bullpen for the first time in 2024. Coming over from Whitman College in Washington, teammate of Cole Kriebers. The 6'1" right-hander will be tasked with working the middle innings here today as Easton Brooks goes just 3 innings, allowing 3 runs, 2 earned. 3 walks, 3 hits, and 1 strikeout for Brooks as he won't factor into the decision. Sasquatch lead it 4-3. Peterson facing 6, 7, 8 in the order. Secundino Morales at the dish. An 0-2 pitch is lofted in the air to shallow center field. Long run from shortstop for Cook, and coming in from center's Green. Neither one's going to be able to get there, as Cook could not go out in time, and Secundino Morales reaches on a bloop single to shallow center. And now for a 4th straight inning, the Sodbusters have had the leadoff man reach. So how about this? The Sasquatch had their leadoff man reach in the bottom half of all 3 frames, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And now the Sodbusters singled in the 1st, walked to lead off the 2nd, walked to lead off the 3rd, and a single to lead off the 4th. Both these offenses superior today. It's a swing and a miss on Yamato Sato, the catcher, begins this at-bat. Great thing by Russell Peterson is his ability to tunnel on the mound, his fastball and his curveball. He's got great movement on his curveball. Starts with that overhand delivery, a little bit of deception, but out of the hand, so tough to tell. Fastball, curveball. His curveball ends up in the dirt, and the fastball ends up upstairs like that, and it gets a lot of swings and misses. His batters end up chasing the fastball and the curveball because of what they do to play off of each other. That's what's allowed him to get so many strikeouts, 18 strikeouts and 13 innings pitched. 1-1. That's the curveball right there, and it drops in there for a strike. The ability to establish that pitch helps him so much as well. Getting ahead of hitters so important. Coming into today, his first pitch strike percentage was 62.7%. Misses with the 1-2 to even the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Secundino Morales stands on first after a leadoff single. And a swing and a miss. Russell Peterson gets the strikeouts going early on. If you're a Sasquatch fan, hoping to see a lot more out of that over the middle innings today. Sato down on strikes for the first out. Now Luke Ray comes to the plate. Ray no at-bats so far technically as a sacrifice bunt, his first plate appearance in the second. Curveball's in the dirt, not far enough away from green for Morales to advance. Ray's sac bunt allowed the Sodbusters to get a pair in scoring position. At the time it was Morales and Sato. Sodbusters would bring home 2 runs in the second inning. Two balls and no strikes to Ray. Sasquatch leading this one 4-3. 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for the Sasquatch. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for Hastings. As Peterson gets back in the count with a fastball. Here's Peterson's 2-1. Curveball drops in there for a strike. So tough to tell out of the hands. That's why hitting a baseball is considered by many to be the hardest thing to do in sports. Russell Peterson does it well. 2-2. Runner goes, and it's lined to the right side. That's a base hit. A hit and run. Luke Ray singles through the right side, and going to third is Morales. As the Sodbusters execute the hit and run to perfection. Base hit through the right side. And now runners on the corners with 1 away for the Sodbusters. Opportunity for Hastings to retake the lead. They had it briefly in the top of the first, scoring the first run of the game. Sasquatch immediately brought home 3 to take that lead back. And now it's the 9-hole hitter Alexiel Delgado, who bats with runners on the corners. Morales on third. Ray on first. The pitch is upstairs from Peterson. After this game, the Sasquatch will have a little bit of time off. No games this weekend before they head to Pier to take on the Oahe Zap Monday and Tuesday. That series will continue at home for the Sasquatch and Zap. The teams will take on each other over the next 3 games after that here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. So 5 games in 5 days for those 2 teams. 2 in Pier, 3 here. Showing bunt is Delgado, pulls it back and takes ball 3. Check that. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls, no strikes to Delgado with runners on the corners. Now it is 3-0 after a pitch misses upstairs. In danger of walking Delgado to load the bases, which would turn the lineup over to Drew Vega, who stands on deck, who's already 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. 3-0. And he walks him. Missing on the 3-0, has loaded him up for the Sodbusters in this 4th. Morales on third, Ray on second, Delgado on first, And Drew Vega. Already a run and an RBI for Vega today. Pair of singles. Looking to give the Sodbusters the lead here in the fourth. Ball one as Peterson's sort of lost command of the zone here. Sasquatch have a right arm getting loose in the bullpen. Looks like it might be Julio Romero. This pitch is lined in the air to left field. That's going to drop in front of Syme. Because of the ball hit so hard, every runner had to hold up. Everybody's going to advance just 90 feet. Morales will come home from third. The bases remain loaded. And now a tie ball game after an RBI single has tied it at 4. Three hits in the inning off of Russell Peterson and a walk have tied this ball game at 4. Josh Printer now comes up. Printer has flown out to right field in each of his first 2 at-bats, both of those coming against the starter for the Sasquatch, Easton Brooks. Brooks went 3 innings. Peterson out of the bullpen started this fourth. And now working with the bases loaded, already a run in. Trying to limit the damage here. Facing Printer. 0-1 gets a swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Certainly would love to get this guy out with Sawyer Duddleston looming on deck. Here's the 0-2. Grounded, third base line, that's a fair ball. Scoring from third is Ray. Delgado gets the wave home. He'll score easily. Coming around is Vega. 3 runs come in. A bases clearing double for Josh Printer. And the Sodbusters have put up 4 runs in this 4th inning and now lead it 7-4. Russell Peterson had been so good as a starter over his last 2 outings, but today, coming out of the bullpen, getting hit hard. That ball not necessarily scorched off the bat of Vega, but sneaks inside the line. Syme was playing pretty far off the line. Bases clearing double for Josh Printer. It's the 4th hit of the inning. 4 runs in off of Russell Peterson, and Sawyer Duddleston comes to the plate and takes strike 1. Peterson only 1 batter retired, and it was a strikeout of Yamato Sato. Peterson's thrown now 23 pitches. In this half inning, runner goes from second. The pitch is in the dirt, and it skips away from Chance Green. That'll allow Printer to easily get third base, give him the stolen bases he was running before that pitch went in the dirt. So now a runner on third with still just 1 away. Sodbusters in front 7-4. Duddleston at the plate, who is 1 for 1. Single and a walk on his line. It's on the corner. 1-2. One-two pitch, grounded to short, up the middle. That's going to get by Cook into center fields. RBI single for Sawyer Duddleston. And the Sodbusters now lead it 8-4. Printer comes home from third. 5 hits now off of Russell Peterson. And the 8th man to come to the plate in this half inning is Jack Borgman. Eight-4 Sodbusters in front here in the top of the 4th as the Sodbusters have put up 5 in the frame. Peterson's been able to get to 2 strikes on a couple of these batters, but hasn't been able to get that strikeout pitch like we've seen from him so many times. 0-1 to Borgman. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Staying put at first is Duddleston. Now again, finding himself in an 0-2 count. We'll see if he can get that finishing pitch. Perhaps a ball Hit on the ground to Cook at short or Coleman at second as well. Maybe a chance to turn 2 off of Borgman. 0-2. Goes with a fastball upstairs. Borgman is 0 for 1 today. Sac fly in the first inning. Brought home Drew Vega. Struck out looking in the third. Peterson checks in on Duddleston. The cleanup hitter Jack Borgman is the 8th man to bat. Ryan Jarvis waiting on deck. The only guy Peterson hasn't faced so far. There's a swing and miss. As Borgman is retired on strikes for a second time today. Second out of the inning for Russell Peterson. And now it is Ryan Jarvis who will come to the plate. We'll see if Peterson remains in the ballgame, as it was Romero who was loosening in the bullpen, who has now stopped warming up. Ryan Jarvis now comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Runner goes. Well, bluffed the steal. Duddleston now retreats back to the bag. Sodbusters have batted around here, sending 9 to the plate. Off of Russell Peterson, they've taken an 8-4 lead over the Sasquatch. Still plenty of time to go, though, for this Sasquatch offense that put up 15 runs yesterday. Ground ball the first, Tate takes it to the bag himself. That will end the inning. Sodbusters bring home 5 runs on 5 hits in the top of the 4th, and they now lead it 8-4.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is here when you need us. On the gridiron or the grill, for touchdown dancers, in the home team, for the extreme or the everyday, feeling the burn or feeling the love. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you. Watch out, she's still going. Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
So the Sodbusters bring home 5 in the top of the 4th, and the Sasquatch now find themselves with work to do at the plate, trailing 8-4. We're held off the board for the first time today. Scoreless in the 3rd. Danny Cook takes ball 1. Matisse Crowell came into the game replacing Dalton Juden. He worked that clean 3rd inning. Working quickly on the mound, missing inside, 2-0. 9-1-2 in the order for the Sasquatch. Cook, Castisha, and Ben Green. As Cook powers one in the air to right field. This one's going to get over the head of Duddleston and Wright, who is playing him in. Cook motoring towards second. He's in there standing up. That's a pair of opposite field doubles on the day for Danny Cook out of the 9th spot. And that's how the inning starts. Make it 8 straight half innings where the leadoff runner has reached for both of these two teams. Danny Cook is aboard. The lineup flips over for Braden Castisha. Castisha reached on an error his first time up in the 1st. Flew out to center in the 2nd. A 4th at-bat in 3 innings for the leadoff man. 1-0 misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Tuo catches the outside corner, 2-1. Looking at the Sasquatch offense over recent games, in that series against the Fremont Moo, 9 runs, 11 runs, 6 runs, and 7 runs. Putting up a lot of offense last night against the Hastings Sodbusters, 15 runs to win that ball game. So this offense is certainly capable of putting up a lot of runs. It's just a matter of keeping the Sodbusters in check, as they've already put up 8. Talked about the Sodbusters not known for their offense early on this season. Castilla swings and misses on 3-1. This is the Sodbusters' 13th game of the summer. The most runs they had scored in a game prior to today was 7. They've already surpassed that through 4 innings today. Castilla in the air to left center field. Going to be a long run for Delgado. He gets under it and he puts it away. Cook is going to try to tag up to third. Throw is slightly offline, and Cook will advance on the flyout. Out number 1 off the bat of Castilla, who's retired on a flyout to center for the 2nd time today. Brings up Ben Green. Green walked and scored a run in the first, and had a sacrifice fly to center field in the 2nd inning. Matisse Crowell has been good since coming into the ballgame. Was able to get the Sasquatch scoreless on the board in the 3rd inning. Did allow a hit, but faced the minimum. Looking to strand Cook at 3rd here and work a 2nd scoreless frame. So Sasquatch are trying to get back in this ballgame. First pitch strike. No action right now in the Sodbusters bullpen. It'll be Crowell for the foreseeable future on the mound. 0-1's in the dirt, blocked by Sato. Checking in around the ILB, Spuds and Zap. Zap able to make a comeback. They've now tied that ball game 5-5 with a run in the bottom of the 7th inning, and with 2 away, have a runner on 3rd looking to take the lead. 5-5, bottom 7. Out in Oahe. Swing and miss on Green. Ball and 2 strikes. The other game going on, Fremont Moo and Nebraska Prospects. That game started at the same time as this, and it's a 1-0 ball game. The Fremont Moo have 1 run on no hits through 4 innings, but lead the Nebraska Prospects 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full day of action in the ILB. Casper Spuds have been in first place for pretty much the whole year. Top 2 teams, same as it was last year. Spuds in first, Fremont Moo right behind them. Only a game back in second. 11-4 record for the Spuds, 10-5 for the Fremont Moo. These 2 teams are right in the middle of the pack. Sodbusters with a loss yesterday, 7-5 overall, 2.5 games back. Sasquatch now a game over 500 at 9-8. That's 3 games back of first. Ben Green bounces one along the first base side. Borgman will field and throw to first, and just getting Ben Green. It's going to be an RBI either way as Danny Cook scores from 3rd. Green is out at first on the ground out, but a productive out. Now a sac fly and an RBI ground out. 2 RBIs for Ben Green on the day. They've cut the deficit. It's now 8-5. Seth Nelson now bats with the bases clear and 2 away here in the bottom half of the 4th. Nelson a walk his first trip to the plate, double his last time up. Takes ball 1. Well, I don't want to say that we've been helping out batters with our broadcasting mojo, but we had Javier Marcial on the first game of this 3-game series here at home, and then he proceeded to reached base all 5 times last night, going 3 for 3 with 4 runs scored. Yesterday, Seth Nelson was our guy up here in the booth, and so far he's reached base 2 of 2 times. So if you're superstitious, and another good day at the plate for Seth Nelson, what hitter wouldn't want to come up? 2 balls and a strike to Nelson. That's upstairs, 3-1. Dylan Darnall waiting on deck. That's hit in the air to right center field. That's going to split the outfielders and get down. Another extra base hit for Seth Nelson as it gets all the way to the wall. Look at Seth Nelson showing off the wheels. He's headed for third, and he dives in safely. A triple for the known speed threat Seth Nelson. And now he's aboard with 2 away. A double and a triple for Seth Nelson. Perhaps a cycle watch for the designated hitter through 4. And now the Sasquatch will look for some 2-out hitting with Dylan Darnall at the plate. Darnall has had 2 good at-bats as well. 2-run single in the first and a walk in the second, way out in front of the breaking ball for strike 1. Seen a couple balls to the opposite field so far for the Sasquatch. Darnall and Tate's RBI hits went that way. Cook, both of his doubles to right fields. And now Seth Nelson's triple to the gap in right center field. 0-1 just catches the outside corner to make it 0-2 on Darnall. And he goes down swinging on 3 pitches. So a 2-out triple by Seth Nelson. He's left stranded at third. The Sasquatch do bring home a run on an RBI ground out from Ben Green. They now trail it 8-5. We've played 4. Sasquatch with some work to do, looking for a shutdown inning when we return.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Orthopedics and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Getting ready for the top of the 5th inning now, an 8-5 ball game in favor of the Hastings Sodbusters, and I'm up here in the booth with Nolan Ackerman joining us here for this top half of the 5th inning. Nolan, you're back on the team after playing for them last year, coming back for a second summer. I loved it so much last year you had to come back.
Yeah, you know, it's a great experience. It's a fun place to be in the mountains, Black Hills State. It's just awesome, good environment, a lot of fans. I'd say it's the best venue in the Independence League, so that's a reason why I'm here. It was between here and Fremont, and I'm glad I chose Spearfish, so I'm happy I'm back. having fun, loyal fans. It's a good time.
Well, that's something that Ryan Bachman's definitely talked about when we've had him up. We had him up yesterday, talking about how much he enjoys the fan base and the environment here at the ballpark. Certainly a great time here at the stadium. Top of the fifth, it's 6, 7, 8 in the order coming up for the Hastings Sodbusters. Secundino Morales, Yamato Sato, and Luke Ray. That's all going up against Julio Romero, who is back with the Sasquatch as well, making his first outing of the summer. And he fouls the first pitch back. Well, you as a catcher, Julio Romero, obviously a pitcher. You guys, I'm sure, got to know each other pretty well last summer. What can you tell us about Romero on the mound?
He's a fun dude. He's a good pitcher. He's got a fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. Slider's good, curveball's good. It's all good, really, if he fills it up. It's kind of a funny dude, too. When he gets out of an inning, he'll go like this and flick his cap. So it's kind of funny. We'll see if we see it here coming
Look
up.
out for that.
But, yeah, he's actually from Albuquerque. And first time he told me that, he said he's from Borque. It's what they call Albuquerque. Borque.
All right. 0-2 the count here on Morales, who's also the beer batter. So the fans hoping for a strikeout even more so. Up here in the booth with Nolan Ackerman. Always a pleasure to have a player joining us here in the booth. Well, you as a catcher coming here for another summer, why did you want to come here? Well, you talked about why you wanted to come here. What are some of the things that you're hoping to do this summer, hoping to get better at over the course of your time here?
Really, for me, getting better hitting, just getting a lot of ABs. I caught a lot the past couple of years. My catching's pretty solid. I mean, obviously, just getting reps behind the plate keeps me fresh, but really getting ABs, trying to be a good hitter is what I want to do.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Morales. The pitch is upstairs. Well, as a catcher, this is the first time we've ever had a catcher up here in the booth, so I'd love to get the perspective here. Obviously, in college, you've got, the guys that you're spending the whole year with on the mound, and here college summer ball, all these guys are coming over from different colleges. You're learning the pitch mix. You're learning how they like to pitch on the mound and some of the things that they like to do. What's that process like the first time you guys talk as pitcher-catcher duo right before a start?
It's tough. Like catching Jackson Peters yesterday, he's throwing, the ball's coming out of nowhere. It was tough, but just really working with him, trying to get as many reps, like catching them in bullpens. But it's tough. But so far, they've been pretty good. Filling the zone up.
This ball's hitting the air to left field.
We'll
Going
see.
back is Syme. That's off the scoreboard and a home run. Secundino Morales, a solo shot to begin the top half of the fifth.
Yeah,
and Sodbusters tack on another.
Really just getting to know them, catching them, kind of building that relationship. We don't have a lot of time, so you kind of got to do it fast, but yeah.
Prior to your time with the Sasquatch here, had you played college summer ball before?
I had. So my freshman year was COVID, so there was a team called the Rocky Mountain Sox out in Colorado, and their normal field was in Denver, but since COVID happened, we had to play at a turf farm, like a grass farm out in the country. It was actually called Bigfoot.
Wow.
Was the farm.
Meant
and
to be.
The guy just had a baseball field on his property.
Wow.
And that's where we played most of our games. And so I played with them for 2 summers. And then here in Sasquatch is where I've been playing. So, yeah.
Well, now
I think one summer
here.
I was hurt, so I didn't play. So this is my 5th summer. Yeah, so.
I'm glad to have you back for another year with the Sasquatch. Home run by Secundino Morales to start off this half inning. Brings up Yamato Sato, the 7-hole hitter, who is 0 for 1 today, a walk and a strikeout. Up here with Nolan Ackerman. Nolan, I've talked with some of the other guys about this, but do you have a favorite memory so far, either from this year so far or from your time last year, as anything that's been your favorite part of being part of the Sasquatch?
I think the home run derby was definitely something that was fun. Just hiking, going to the lake with the guys, something I like a lot. And then just winning, really. Winning's fun. When we lose, it's not so fun. The fans get mad. But when we win, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's something that I'd love to get your perspective on as well. Because this is college summer ball, so much of it is about, each individual person getting better and trying to favor those opportunities as much as you can, but also trying to balance the winning side of things. And head coach Justice Scott obviously has that duty as the head coach of the team. But to what extent, from your time in college summer ball, is that balance of trying to win ball games, but also everybody getting the opportunity?
Yeah, so college summer ball is tough because I don't want to say a lot of guys might be selfish, but a lot of guys are trying to get their reps in. maybe if things aren't going for them, their attitudes are bad. But really trying to play as a team is something that we got to work for. And so if you can play as a team, as a unit, and get everyone on the same page, that's how we can be successful. So this team so far has been pretty good. Everyone's had pretty good attitudes, and everyone's working hard to get better, doing stuff before BP, so pre-work, like, it's good.
You talk about, bonding as a team or sort of establishing that team chemistry. You mentioned going out like to the lakes with some of the guys. How often do you guys get to go out when you have opportunities like maybe this weekend where you're not on the road? How often do you guys get to go out and have a good time?
Yeah, luckily this year we have a few times where we have like 3 days off in a row. So we'll definitely take advantage of that as a team. Maybe go hiking, go to the lake, hang out at someone's house, have a barbecue. But other than that, when we play in a lot, it's hard to do stuff when you play every day. So luckily we have a couple breaks this year.
Strikeout to Luke Ray is the first out of the inning. Yamato Sato is left stranded at first right now with 1 away. 1 run already in this half inning. Sodbusters lead this one 9-5 here in the top half of the 6th. The 9-hole hitter Alexiel Delgado at the plate. He takes inside. Ball 1. Well, Nolan, because I've talked with some of the guys about this, they mentioned that you guys play a lot of Mafia. I don't know, have you been on a road trip yet since joining the team?
I haven't, but I know what it is.
All right. Is that something that was a theme last year? Is this just a Sasquatch tradition, or is this something unique to this year?
All a college baseball tradition.
Ah.
Every school I've been at that takes bus trips, we play Moth on the bus. So we did play it last year. I haven't played it yet with the team this year, but they said they played it for 6 hours.
Well, they
8 hours.
They were on the road for a long time and going to Fremont.
It actually makes time fly for sure, though.
We got to do something to pass the time on the bus as the leadoff spot now comes to the plate after a flyout. Drew Vega comes up, and this is a guy who's hit the ball well so far. 3 singles on his day. Batting here with 2 away and a runner aboard off of Julio Romero. Runner takes off, throw down to second, and that one skips into center field. It'll be a stolen base for Sato. Well, I'd love to get your perspective. I talked with Ryan Bachman as somebody who's been in the game a little bit longer than maybe some of the younger guys in college about things you can do to get better. You as a catcher, in terms of catching guys stealing, sort of the technique that goes into that, what are some of the drills or some of the things that you try to practice to get better at your defense?
One big thing is letting the ball get deep, not reaching out to get it, and just doing footwork drills, quick feet, quick exchange. You don't want to rush it. You want to be quick, but don't rush. And I think good footwork, quick exchange, good throw on the bag, you're going to get them a lot of the time. A lot of guys rush. If I feel myself rushing, I normally throw it either low or high. So it's really just trusting your body to be in sync and make a good throw is really what's big. And obviously throwing a strike. It's hard to bounce it on the grass. The ball doesn't normally skip very consistently, but on turf it skips a little more consistently. And also the pitcher plays a big role. If the pitcher's quick to the plate, he's going to give the catcher a chance to make a throw. But if he's slow, it's tough.
2 balls and 2 strikes after a pitch outside to Vega. Runner on second, 2 away. Julio Romero trying to finish off this top half of the 5th. Sodbusters leading this one 9-5. Romero looking to set down Vega for the first time today. Here's his 2-2. And that's in there. Called strike 3. He gets Vega looking for the 3rd out. Sodbusters bring home a run on a solo home run by Secundino Morales. Well, Nolan, thanks so much for joining me up here in the booth for this top of the 5th. Maybe hoping to have you on sometime again this summer.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let's hope you can get the offense going when you come back to the dugout.
Yeah.
Sasquatch trailing this one 9-5 when we return.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Take your sports wagering experience to the next level at Bet Lodge Sportsbook, the premier sports betting venue in South Dakota. Surrounded by luxury seating, our massive 42-foot seamless video wall is the largest in the area, displaying all of your favorite NFL and college football. Place your bets with our sports desk personnel or visit our easy-to-use betting kiosk 24 hours a day. The best place to touch down and catch the game is at Bet Lodge Sportsbook, located inside the lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Sasquatch trailing by 4 as we get set for the bottom half of the 5th. Ben Tate takes up and in for ball 1. It's Ben Tate, Micah Coleman, and Lane Syme. 5, 6, 7 in the order. Going up against Matisse Crowell, who's been a good force out of the bullpen right now for the Sodbusters. After a brief start by Juden, going just 2 innings, Crowell has pitched 2, and Ben Tate jumps on that pitch and hammers it into left field. That's down for a base hit. Tate will go to second base, and he'll stop there. A leadoff double for Ben Tate, and I have to keep mentioning it because it's happened every half inning. Last half inning started with a home run. Every single half inning, 10 half innings, the leadoff guy has reached base. Well, fans, come out to the ballpark for our next fireworks night. Our second fireworks night of the year is coming up on June 28th. Should be a good show as the Sasquatch take on the Plainsmen. First pitch at 6:05 p.m. on Friday, June 28th. Buy your tickets on the Spearfish Sasquatch website. I don't have the numbers, but I assume those tickets are probably going relatively fast, as Sasquatch games, or pardon me, fireworks games, are usually among the most crowded games here at the ballpark. I can tell you firsthand. Obviously, I've seen the first fireworks show, and it was a mighty good show. So come out to the ballpark, watch some baseball for 9 innings, and then watch a fireworks show. 1-0 to Coleman is in the air to center field. Delgado camps under it, and he'll put it away. Tate, not a lot of speed at second. He won't try to tag. And a Coleman flyout is the first out. To finish that point about the runners getting on base, I mean, it's rare you see even one team have 5 straight innings where the leadoff guy reaches, but for both teams to have 5 innings to begin a ball game where their leadoff guy either reaches, or in the case of Sodbusters in the top of the 5th, hits a solo home run. Pretty rare sighting, but then again, you look at the scoreboard and it's 9-5. We haven't quite finished the bottom of the 5th yet. Syme waves and misses on the first pitch. Nothing in 1. Quiet day at the plate so far for Lane Syme. A strikeout in the first, fly out in the third, but he did hit it 2 balls his last time up really hard off the bat. Missed a home run foul, and then hit one just like that. Fly ball to left field. That's over the head of Jarvis. This time he gets over the head, and he'll get to second base. A double by Ben Tate and an RBI double by Lane Syme. They swap places, and the Sasquatch get a run back. It's 9-6. So Lane Syme brings home Ben Tate to cut the lead down to back just 3. As Syme continues to get hits, and only do so when it seems like it's extra base hits. Tack on another extra base hit onto the season for Lane Syme. who is now 6 of 8 hits that have gone for extra bases. Chance Green takes strike one. 8th hole in the order, Chance Green, who struck out his first time up and then hit a line drive right back to the mound that Crowell snared and then threw to first to get a double play. Looking to get on base for the first time, and he takes down and away. We're only in the 5th inning, and if Chance Green can reach, every Sasquatch batter will have reached base today. One is in the air to left field. Coming in is Jarvis, and he puts it away for the second out. Nine runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Hastings. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Sasquatch. 19 combined hits through nearly 5 innings. And here's a guy responsible for 2, both of them doubles. Danny Cook has hit the ball hard to the opposite field, both of his first 2 times up. And now, as he comes to the plate, the catcher Sato motioning Duddleston to back up out in right field, respecting the youngster. Take strike one from Crowell. The third inning, the only inning neither of these two teams scored. Every half inning besides that third. Sodbusters have scored in the top half, and the Sasquatch have answered back with a run, at least one run, in the bottom half. One ball, one strike, 2 away to Danny Cook. Lane Syme on second, Sasquatch down by 3. And a breaking ball sails outside, 2-1. Jude Sundquist has just begun standing on top of the mound out there in the Sodbusters bullpen, though he hasn't started throwing yet. Sasquatch bullpen's quiet, so expect to see Julio Romero back out there. Wow, look at that pitch and the movement there on Danny Cook as he ducks to avoid what looked like a curveball that was going to hit him, and it ends up catching the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Tries to go back to the curveball. Cook hits it in the air to center field, right at Delgado for the third out. A pair of doubles in the inning brings home another run for the Sasquatch as they answer back to cut it back to a 3-run lead. We've played 5 here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, 9-6 Sodbusters.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is here when you need us. On the gridiron or the grill, for touchdown dancers, in the home team, for the extreme or the everyday, feeling the burn or feeling the love. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you. Watch out, she's still going.
You know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice. Games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
So Julio Romero in his return to the Sasquatch goes just 1 inning, strikes out 2, gives up 2 hits, and 1 solo home run. Pitches that top half of the 5th inning, and then now coming out of the bullpen, it is Nathan Harp who will get his 2nd outing with the Sasquatch. Just joined the team recently. Pitched his first game so far this summer 2 days ago against the Oahe Zappa on June 11th. Faced 6 batters, did not allow an earned run, gave up 1 unearned run. So his ERA sits at 0 through 1 inning. Gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out a batter in that first outing. Now working in the top of the 6th inning, as this is the 4th pitcher being used so far by the Sasquatch. The only guy to go more than 1 inning was Easton Brooks. He went 3. Peterson 1, Romero 1, and now Nathan Harb, who's behind in the count here 3-0 to Josh Printer. Nathan Harb comes over from Everett Community College, Trojans, out in Washington. With them this year as a freshman. Appeared in 14 games, 16 1/3 innings pitched. A 3.86 ERA, 1.47 whip. 24 strikeouts in 16 1/3. Gets back in the count here 3-1 off the foul ball from Printer. It's Printer, Duddleston, and Borgman, 2, 3, 4 in the order for the Sodbusters today. Already the 4th at-bat for Printer today, who is 1 of 3. Now he's reached base 2 of 4 times as the ball misses outside. Why not keep that streak alive? Leadoff runner is aboard. Josh Printer reaches on the walk. And now Sawyer Duddleston will bat.
Now batting for the Sodbusters, Sawyer Duddleston.
This ball gets away from Green behind the plate. Now to allow Printer to reach on the wild pitch. Into scoring position goes Printer on the ball 1. One ball, no strikes. The pitch misses. Harb struggling to find the zone here since coming into the game. 6 balls to 2 strikes. He's behind Sawyer Duddleston 2-0. There's a strike on Duddleston. Here's the 2-1. Fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Swatch Buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sawyer Duddleston here. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Sodbusters lead it 9-6. Leadoff walk to Josh Printer. And a 2-2 sails high on Duddleston. Full count. 2 hours into this ball game, and we're in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the full count pitch, and he yanks the fastball outside. Similar spot he missed to Printer. That's back-to-back walks to begin the half inning. We'll bring up Jack Borgman. Head coach Justice Scott will walk out to the mound to talk with Nathan Harb and the rest of the infields. This is the 2nd outing for Harb, like I mentioned. Pitched 2 days ago against the Zap, and pitching here today. Sasquatch will have a little bit of time off after this game, but don't want to run through the whole bullpen. Before today's game, looking at who was likely going to be available for the Sasquatch, Aiden Torpy and Elijah Bobo are 2 guys who we could still see in this ball game, nobody's getting loose right now for the Sasquatch, so Nathan Harb is going to have to work through this in the top of the 6th inning. The way these offenses have played today, could see both of these teams in double digits before this ball game's over. It's Jack Borgman to the plate. Cleanup hitter, squaring around a bunt. Pulls it back and takes strike 1. Borgman had a sac fly in his first trip to the plate in the 1st inning. And he struck out each of his last 2 plate appearances. 0-1, they'll cover second. Trying to get Printer napping on second base, but thrown out in time. Looking at the Sodbusters side of things, mentioned on the Sasquatch side, Chance Green's the only guy who has not reached base. Borgman and the guy behind him, Ryan Jarvis, are the 2 who haven't. This one's popped up. Harb is going to get the catch on the bunt. An unsuccessful bunt there from Jack Borgman as he pops out to Nathan Harb. That helps out the Sasquatch mightily. It's the first out, and the runners stay put. So now here is Ryan Jarvis. He's grounded out each of his first 3 trips to the plate. Ground out to short, and a pair of ground outs to first. First pitch to Jarvis. Swing and a miss on the pitch upstairs. 2 walks in this half inning, no hits. And the Sodbusters are back with an opportunity at the plate. First and second, 1 man out. And the pitch outside to even things up on Jarvis. Looking ahead to the next half inning for the Sasquatch, the top of the order will come up in the bottom half of the 6th. So looking for a shutdown inning and a chance for the top of the order to get back in this ball game. But first, Nathan Harb has to throw strikes as he's behind of Jarvis, 2-1. Let's keep you going with what's going on around the ILB while we've got a moment. Casper Spuds and Oahe Zapp are tied at 6 as this pitch is popped up, and that's going to get foul out of play. The Spuds and Zapp are tied 6-6. That game's in the top of the 9th inning, and the Spuds have 2nd and 3rd with 1 away. Looking to take the lead on the Zapp. And the other game in action remains the Fremont Moo and Nebraska Prospects. And I'm not sure, I'm checking Game Changer, and that's all I have to go off right now. But from what I see, the Fremont Moo have 1 run on no hits. And that game's in the bottom of the 7th inning. You'd have to check the live stream over on the Fremont Moo YouTube channel if you wanted to confirm that fact. But if that is the case, would be a very interesting final if it remains that way out in Fremont. Yep. Our video production intern, Stephen Hogenkamp, he just pulled up the YouTube, and that is correct. Fremont Moo have 1 run on no hits. That game's in the bottom of the 7th inning. They're leading the Nebraska Prospects. 3-2, they check on second. Who was it? I think it was the Cincinnati Reds and Pirates a couple years ago that had a no-hitter and lost. I think it might have been the Pirates who lost on their home field. It was something like that. Hunter Green, I feel like, might have been involved. It's a very rare occurrence, but could see it today in the ILB. 3-2's foul away. Count remains full here on Ryan Jarvis with Josh Printer on second and Sawyer Duddleston on first. Nathan Harb trying to work through this inning. Nothing coming easy here. Here's his 3-2. And that's in the air to left field. Coming in is Syme, and he makes the catch. To retire Jarvis, started back, but then was able to adjust to come in. And that's 2 outs in the inning. Runners still put at first and second after the back-to-back walks to begin the inning. 2 straight outs by Nathan Harb has given him an opportunity to work through this cleanly. As Secundino Morales, who's had himself quite a day at the plate. Morales homered his last time up in the top of the 5th inning, a solo shot off of Julio Romero. He's got a homer, a single, and a walk He scored 2 runs and, of course, driven in 1, which was himself on that solo home run. Fouls the pitch away. So 0-1 on Morales. "22 pitches in the inning for Harb. Now 23 as it's skied up a mile high. Shallow center field. Who's going to get it? Coleman, the second baseman's going back, and he puts it away. So after 2 walks to begin the inning, 3 outs by Nathan Harb keeps 2 runners stranded and keeps this game tied 9-6. Top of the order coming up for the Sasquatch, looking to come back.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Dixon Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be, on the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever, getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Jude Sundquist is the next man out of the bullpen for the Hastings Sodbusters, as he will take over from Crowell. And he'll be tasked with facing the top of this Sasquatch order with a lot of lefties. Probably the reason why they're going with a lefty on the, or I guess it is a righty, pardon me. Jude Sundquist a righty. They'll be going against a lot of lefties either way, as it's Gastisha, Green, and Nelson top of the order. First pitch strike. Sundquist so far this season has given up 11 runs, 10 of them earned across 4 1/3 innings pitched. Pitched 3 innings in his first outing against the Oahe Zap and gave up just 1 run. That was out of the bullpen. And his last appearance was a June 6th against the Casper Spuds when he started that game and gave up 5 runs. Only was able to get 3 outs facing 11 batters. Working against Braden Gastisha to begin his afternoon, who lines one right to first, and Borgman, positioned perfectly, retires Gastisha on the line out. That's out number 1. Opportunity for the Sasquatch to chip away after a 0 put up by Nathan Harb in the top half of the inning. Sasquatch looking to answer back. The final line for Matisse Crowell, he goes 3 innings, allows 2 runs, both of them earned. Gives up 5 hits, walks none, and strikes out 1. Could get the win today if the Sodbusters don't lose the lead and hold on to win this one. Green shows bunt, squares it, and beautifully placed along the third base line. You couldn't roll it any better than that. That's a bunt single for Ben Green. I told you earlier in the game, first round through of BP, a lot of bunts, I think exclusively bunts. He sticks to the routine. As a left-handed batter, you almost have to be able to bunt the ball at least sometimes. That right there was beautifully placed by Ben Green. A bunt single with 1 away has him aboard, and he's got some speed on first base as well. See if he decides to take off. He's 3 of 5 on stolen base attempts. Doesn't go on the first pitch. Nelson chops this one to second. We'll see if they can turn 2. There's 1 at second. The throw to first is not in time. Nelson's able to beat out the double play. He'll reach on the fielder's choice. And now he is aboard at first with 2 away.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, your third baseman, number 13, Dylan Darnell.
Dylan Darnell now comes to the plate here in the 6th inning, trying to extend this half inning for the Sasquatch. Single, walk, and a strikeout for Dylan Darnell. He's brought home 2 runs on that RBI single. Hits are tied at 10 apiece between these 2 teams, both teams committing 1 error. The Sodbusters lead at 9-6. Nelson on for a 4th time. He takes off for second as Darnell swings and misses. The throw down to second, gets by the second baseman Vega and goes into center field, but Nelson won't be able to advance. Just a stolen base for Seth Nelson. Double, triple, stolen base. Seth Nelson showing off the wheels here today. Now Darnell with a single could get the Sasquatch back within 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one just misses. Count goes to 1-2. An update in the Stanley Cup final for those of you curious. It was 1-0 Panthers after 1. It's now 4-1 Florida. Just getting underway in the 3rd period of that game. Edmonton will need to mount a comeback if they want to win that game. Florida looking to go up 3-0. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one misses. Count goes even here, 2-2. Dylan Darnell looking for a 2-out base hit for the Sasquatch in the home half of the 6th, with the Sodbusters leading by 3. In the dirt. Good job by Darnell, who was once down in the count 0-2. He's evened it back to a full count. As Jude Sundquist, his first inning of the day. Trying to get through this middle part of the order. Darnell, the cleanup hitter. Ben Tate, who has a pair of doubles in the game so far. He's waiting on deck. Comes the full count pitch. Darnell doesn't go around. The pitch is in the dirt. And here in this bottom half of the 6th inning, tying run is going to come to the plate with Ben Tate. So Tate, as mentioned, a pair of doubles today. He doubled in the 1st inning, brought home a run with that RBI double, grounded out in the 2nd, and doubled his last time up on a fly ball to left field. So 4 total bases for Tate. 1 run scored, 1 RBI. Now with 2 away and 2 aboard. Tate goes after the first pitch. Went around on the swing. Count is 0-1 on Tate. Not a lot of strikeouts on either side for these two teams' pitching staffs. Sasquatch hitters have only struck out 3 times today. Count 0-1. That pitch is inside. Sasquatch would love to get a run back here in this bottom half of the 6th. Sodbusters left off the board for only the second half inning. In the half inning prior, in the top of the 6th inning, Hastings did not score, opening the door for the Sasquatch to chip away. This game's been a back and forth battle all game long. It's 3-1 Sasquatch after 1, 4-3 Sasquatch after 2. Sodbusters took the lead with 5 runs in the top of the 4th inning. They've led ever since. 9-6 the score now. Here's the 2-1. And that pitch catches the outside corner. Count goes even on Tate. Nelson on second. Darnell on first. Ball in the gap, could score 2. Darnell got a big lead off of first. Nobody's covering him. Tate doesn't go after the pitch in the dirt, so now the runners will be in motion. Even more so, a ball in the gap. Could lead to some action on the base paths. Nelson will be released from second, Darnell from first. Ben Tate at the plate, Micah Coleman waiting on deck ahead of this 3-2. Sundquist comes set. And he will pinwheel to second. There's nobody at the bag. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Tate goes after the fastball upstairs. Sasquatch leave a pair stranded. They can't chip away. Still 9-6 Sodbusters as we head to the 7th.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Take your sports wagering experience to the next level at BetLodge Sportsbook, the premier sports betting venue in South Dakota. Surrounded by luxury seating, our massive 42-foot seamless video wall is the largest in the area, displaying all of your favorite NFL and college football. Place your bets with our sports desk personnel or visit our easy-to-use betting kiosk 24 hours a day. The best place to touch down and catch the game is at BetLodge Sportsbook, located inside the lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Nathan Harb back on the mound as we get set for the top of the 7th inning. Yamato Sato, Luke Ray, and Alexiel Delgado, 7, 8, 9 in the order. Going up against Harb. Harb was able to work a scoreless top of the 6th. Gave up 2 walks but didn't allow a hit. Trying to get through this 7th frame. Sodbusters lead this one 9-6. First pitch foul by Sato. Sato, strikeout, single, and a walk. Score a run today as well. 1 of 9 for Hastings thus far. Breaking ball just misses. Can't come back to find the zone here. 1-1. Bounced in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1. Looking at what's on tap coming up for the Sodbusters sides of things. They have an off day tomorrow before they head back home and take on the Fremont Moo. Scheduled doubleheader on Saturday the 15th. Pair of games against Fremont that day, and then 3-game set scheduled against the Fremont Moo. The Sasquatch, like we mentioned, have some time off before their next game, Monday and Tuesday, when they take on the Oahe Zap out in Pierre. And then they come back home following that 2-game set for 3 games against the Zap. That's the beginning of a long stretch of home games, 12 home games in 15 days. 3 against the Zap. They'll have a long series where they take on the Plainsmen for 5 games, and then 3 more against the Nebraska Prospects. Full count on Yamato Sato, the catcher for the Sodbusters today. And he swings and misses on a fastball outside, just gets a piece of it, but Chance Green hangs on. First strikeout of the game for Harb out of the bullpen. That's out number 1. Fans, make sure you come out to the ballpark for the June 19th game, like we mentioned, that home series when they take on the Oahe Zap. First pitch at 6:05 for the Blue Out. We hope to see you all wearing your blue here at the ballpark as we come out and support the Sasquatch. We can only hope that they'll be wearing their blue jerseys. I'm sure we'll make that happen. Should be fun to see everybody in their blue supporting the Sasquatch on June 19th. Of course, you can always get your tickets on the Spearfish Sasquatch website. So 0-2 the count here on Ray. Late swing, defensive hack. He fouls it away. Around the ILB, kept you updated with the score between the Spuds and the Zap. The Zap were able to work a scoreless top of the 10th inning, keeping the Spuds off the board. And now we're just getting set out in Oahe for that bottom of the 10th inning. It's the last place Zap, first place Spuds. Zap looking to get the win over Casper. As a strikeout to Luke Ray, second strikeout of the inning for Nathan Harb. We'll let you know if the Zap win that ball game in 10, or if we head to the 11th, still tied at 6. 9-hole hitter Alexiel Delgado comes to the plate after back-to-back strikeouts to begin the inning for Nathan Harb. First pitch is just inside. Delgado reached on a fielder's choice in the second, came around to score. He reached on a walk in the 4th and scored a run in that half inning as well, and then flew out to center in the 5th. Last man to come to the plate for a 4th time. Skies one on the left side of the infield. Darnell in foul territory in front of the Sodbusters dugout makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down, a 1-2-3 inning. First of its kind in that order for Nathan Harb and the Sasquatch pitching staff. It's time to stretch here at the ballpark. 9-6, Sodbusters still in front.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. On the gridiron or the grill. For touchdown dancers. In the home team. For the extreme or the everyday. Feeling the burn or feeling the love. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you. Watch out, she's still going.
know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
New pitcher on for the Sodbusters. It's Braden Cork, who takes over from Jude Sundquist. This is the fourth arm out of the bullpen for the Sodbusters. Sundquist goes just 1 inning, a scoreless. Bottom of the 6th. Keeps the Sasquatch off the board. Struck out 1, walked 1, gave up 1 hit, and did not allow a run. Braden Cork, who was last used as a starter against the Oahe Zap. He started that game. It was his first start of the summer. He went 7 innings and did not allow a run. Struck out 3. Gave up 3 hits, struck out 8. So far this season has 20 strikeouts in 14 innings pitched. This is his 6th appearance of the summer, his 5th out of the bullpen. And with how this game looks right now, could see Braden Cork over the final 3 innings. Trying to lock down a save. In the dirt to Micah Coleman. It's Coleman, Syme, and Green. 6, 7, 8 in the Sasquatch order in this home half of the 7th. Finding themselves still trailing by 3 as Nathan Harb has worked 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. To keep this game in close proximity for the Sasquatch, Coleman lines out to second. That's out number 1 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Brings up Lane Syme, who's hit the ball hard. Last 2 plate appearances especially. Struck out looking in the first, but flew out to deep left field in the 3rd inning, and then doubled even deeper to left field. His last time up in the 5th brought home Ben Tate with a double. With his hit in the 5th, so he's 1 for 3 on the day, looking to get on base here in this bottom half of the 7th. Looks like Aiden Torpey is getting loose for the Sasquatch in their bullpen. As Syme takes in the dirt, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Syme into right center field. That's down for a hit. Ranging over is Duddleston. He cuts it off. Syme is going to try for second. Here comes the throw into second, and he is out in plenty of time. As Lane Syme, aggressive on the base pass, is thrown out at second base for the second out. An outfield assist in right field by Sawyer Duddleston, one of the team's best hitters. Gets it done there with the arm, and in a 3-run game, base runners are more important than taking a second bag. Certainly, Lane Syme will be kicking himself for testing the arm there. Now 2 away and the bases remaining empty. Chance Green comes to the plate. Mentioned it his last time up, the only Sasquatch hitter who's yet to reach base safely. In the dirt, checked his swing and didn't go around. Strikeout, double play, and fly out for the catcher today. We spoke with another catcher on the team, Nolan Ackerman, in the top half of the 5th. So if you're just joining the broadcast now or watching this after the fact on YouTube and didn't catch that interview, you can listen to our conversation in that top half of the 5th inning. 2 balls and a strike on Green. 8th spot in the order. Danny Cook, the 9-hole hitter. Rounding out the order, he's waiting on deck, looking for an opportunity here in the 7th. Two 1 pitch, misses upstairs. Braden Cork trying to get the job done here for the Sodbusters. Came out of the bullpen here to work this 7th. 3-1. That's in the dirt, ball 4. Sasquatch have a bit of life here in the 7th as a 2-out walk is issued to green. Now every Sasquatch batter has reached base. And here's a guy who's reached base twice. Pair of doubles. It's Danny Cook who comes up. Cook's hit the ball hard all 3 at-bats. His fly out to center was pretty well struck as well. Pair of doubles and a fly out. He's also scored 2 runs. Only Sasquatch batter who's scored multiple times today. 2 of the 6. First pitch misses just off the outside edge. Braden Gastisha at the top of the order. Waiting on deck if Cook can reach and extend this half inning. He'd represent the tying run. Cook fouls this ball off.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a swatch buck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Chance Green, the catcher. Not a lot of speed off at first. Would be surprised to see him in any sort of motion. Especially trailing by 3 as Cook swings and misses on a pitch in the dirt. 1 and 2. Sasquatch and Sodbusters, the second of 2 games in this midweek matchup. Hastings came to town. Sasquatch beat him 15-5 last night. Today, a different story. 9-6 the ball game. And the 1-2 pitch is on the outside corner. Danny Cook is down looking for the 3rd out. Sasquatch with a single from lane sign, but a thrown out at second base. Stunts the offense in the bottom half of the 7th. 9-6 is the score as we head to the 8th.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is here when you need us. On the gridiron or the grill. For touchdown dancers. In the home team. For the extreme or the everyday. Feeling the burn or feeling the love. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you. Watch out, she's still going.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Two strong innings out of the bullpen by Nathan Harbin, just his 2nd outing of the year. Goes 2 innings, strikes out 2, walks 2, doesn't allow a hit, and keeps the Sodbusters off the board in the 6th and 7th innings. Gave the Sasquatch offense 2 opportunities to score. They came up empty. Sodbusters still lead this one 9-6 as we get set for the top of the 8th inning, and Aiden Torpy is out on the mound. Getting to see him for a 4th time today. 4th time this year, I should say. Drew Vega squares to bunt, and he bunts one along the 3rd base line. Darnell fields and throws it into right field as Tate couldn't scoop it. Vega is off to the races. He rounds 2nd. Gastisha's throw from right field is high of Darnell. Oh, here we go. Little League home run. Drew Vega is going to score. A Little League home run for Drew Vega. A couple errors on the play. Give him a single. But a few errors allowed Drew Vega to come all the way around. that is how the top of the 8th begins. Certainly not the ideal start there on what looked like a harmless ground ball that barely made it along the third base line. Take a look at what Torpy's done so far this season. Mentioned this is his 4th outing. 6 1/3 innings pitched to this point. 1-1 record of 2.84 ERA. 5 strikeouts to 2 walks on the season. 7 total hits allowed. Opponents are batting .280 against Torpy so far. Why not square to bunt? Josh Printer pulls it back and takes strike 1. So 2 errors on the play for Drew Vega's single that results in a run. Count now 0-2 on Printer. That will be an unearned run, of course, against Torpy. Sodbusters into double digits now, leading at 10-6. Torpy misses. Count goes to 1-2. Both Torpy and Green thought they had strike 3 on a pitch that just misses low, says home plate umpire Jeremy Mergel. Comes the 1-2. Just misses again. Now the count even. Torpy, a deceptive delivery. Sidearm from that right-handed side. Throwing a little bit across his body and sort of comes right out the belt there for the righties. Tough to square up. It's a good-looking pitch there. Gets Josh Printer on a check swing. And that is the first out. Sawyer Duddleston will now bat. Duddleston has reached base every appearance so far with 2 singles and 2 walks. He's 2 for 2. 1 RBI on the day as well, came in the 4th inning. 1-0 on Duddleston. Duddleston entering today's game was batting .429. Count even here, 1-1. With a couple more hits today, he's batting .459, close to .460 if you round up. Among the best in the ILB. That pitch catches the inside corner. Count goes to 1-2. For those of you keeping up with what's going on in the Stanley Cup Final, last I updated you, it was 4-1 Florida in the 3rd period. Edmonton just scored. It is now 4-3. 5 minutes remaining in that Stanley Cup Final game. There's a strikeout looking on Sawyer Duddleston. That pitch just comes back and catches the inner part of the plate. Good looking breaking ball by Aiden Torpy. That's out number 2. Cleanup hitter Jack Borgman comes through the plate and takes strike 1. Sodbusters don't seem pleased with the last couple strike calls as they tilt their head back up towards the sky. There's another pitch that just freezes the Sodbusters there. The movement on the slider comes back and catches the zone. Torpy looking for 3 strikeouts in the inning, and he does it. Gets a strikeout swinging. That might be the nastiest 3 at-bats I've seen from a Sasquatch pitcher all year. Printer strikes out swinging, Duddleston looking, Borgman swinging. Unfortunately for the Sasquatch, all that coming after the Little League home run by Drew Vega. Sodbusters tack on a run, unearned, off of Torpy in the top of the 8th. Sasquatch have 6 more outs offensively to come back in this ballgame, trailing by 4.
And sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
First pitch outside to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Gestisha takes ball 1. It's Braden Gestisha, Ben Green, and Seth Nelson. All going up against Braden Cork, who's back out for a second inning. Quiet bullpen for the Sodbusters as expected, with Cork's ability to go multiple innings. Looks like he'll probably try to finish off this ballgame. Retire the final 9 outs. Would give him a save and would give the Sodbusters their 8th win of the season, as Hastings looking to improve to 8-5 with a win today, while the Sasquatch trying to avoid falling back to 500. They're currently 9-8. 2-1 is outside, 3 balls and a strike. Gestisha batting for the 5th time today at that leadoff spot, the first guy to come up for a 5th time. 10 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for Hastings. 6 runs on 11 hits and 3 errors for the Sasquatch. Gestisha comes up empty on a big 3-1 cut. Sasquatch have left 9 runners on base today. (3-2), that's on the corner, strike 3. Gestisha down looking for the first out. Brings Ben Green to the plate. Green is coming up a monster night last night where he was 3 for 5, scored 3 runs, drove in 2, hit his 2nd home run of the season last night, and takes ball 1. Sasquatch down to just 5 offensive outs in this ball game. They're going to need some runs quickly if they want to come back. Ben Green swings and misses. One misses in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning for the Sodbusters. It's 5, 6, 7 in the order. We'll almost certainly see Aiden Torpy back out there after 3 impressive strikeouts in the top of the 8th. Ben Green swings and misses. 2-2. Cork, since coming into the game in the 7th inning, has allowed just a single and a walk. This one's in on the hands, grounded to short. Going to be a tough play, and it's bobbled by Morales. It's going to be a tough play anyway with the speed of Ben Green, but we'll see. Looks like they're going to give him an error. So Green is aboard. Seth Nelson coming to the plate. Nelson's reached base 4 of 4 trips. 2 of them with extra bases. As he walked in the first, he doubled in the second, tripled in the 4th, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Ben Green with speed off of first. Sasquatch trailing by 4. And the first pitch to Nelson's a strike. Time for the Sasquatch to get some runs here as Seth Nelson in the middle part of the order. An opportunity to get runners on base for guys at the bottom to drive them in. 0-1. This one's fouled away. 0-2. 3 spot in the order for the Sasquatch. Infield, outfield, straight up on Nelson. The right fielder, Duddleston, playing near the track out in right field. Wants nothing over his head. Comes the 0-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Now the count on Nelson. We had one ILB game go final. It was the Nebraska Prospects and Fremont Moo. The Moo finally did end up getting some hits. They won that game 2-1, 2 runs on 2 hits to beat the Prospects. The other game's still in action. The Zap and the Spuds. We'll keep you updated with that as soon as it goes final. Nelson goes down on strikes. That's out number 2. Pair of strikeouts in the inning for Cork. Keeps Green stranded at first and brings up Dylan Darnall. And that game did just go final as the Spuds defeat the Zap 10-7 in 11 innings. Extra inning victory for the first place Spuds, who've been tough to deal losses to this season. 0-1 the count to Dylan Darnall. That makes this the final game in action so far today, as we're approaching the 3-hour mark here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Darnell inside, count goes to 1-1. Ben Green still off of first. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one's grounded to first, and it gets underneath the glove of Borgman. Green will easily take the turn at second and head for third. He's there standing up. It's a single for Dylan Darnall. Runners on the corners with 2 away. That brings up Ben Tate for a big at-bat. Big spot for Ben Tate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sasquatch trying to come back in this ball game, trailing 10-6 against the Sodbusters. Before that at-bat, Joel Shipper will talk about the strategy here before Ben Tate comes to the plate. What they need to do to get this out. Ben Tate, a lot of power at the plate as he talks with head coach Justice Scott along the third base line. The whole infield gathers on the mound. Ben Green is at third. Dylan Darnall on first, and Ben Tate, who's hit the ball hard, 2 of 4 trips. Pair of doubles in the game for Ben Tate. Scored a run as well in the 5th inning. Tying run is on deck. Right now, the Sasquatch are just looking to pass the baton. Find a way to get on base. Keep this lineup going. Micah Coleman, who's been relatively quiet today, but one of the better batters since he joined the team, he's on deck, so would love to see him come up in this half inning. Going against a tough pitcher in Braden Cork, who's only now allowed 2 hits to this point. Second of them was that single by Dylan Darnall that just snuck underneath the glove of Borgman at first. 2 away, runners on the corners, and Ben Tate at the dish. Here's the pitch. Goes after the first one and fouls it away. That one goes just over the seats. And it's strike 1. Outfield playing pretty deep on Ben Tate. Infield straight up. Comes the 0-1. Check the swing, didn't go. Count goes even. Well, if Tate can just find a way to walk, load the bases perhaps, or even just get a base hit, bloop something, they'll take anything right now. Already an error in this half inning that allowed Ben Green to reach on a ground ball to short. Here comes the 1-1. And it's popped up on the infield. Let's see who's going to get it. Cork comes off the mound. He's calling for it, and he makes the catch. Usually you see the pitcher, get called off on a play like that. But Cork takes it himself and gets the third out of the inning. Leaves 2 runners stranded. Sasquatch quiet in the 8th. Sodbusters will carry a 10-6 lead into the 9th.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Aiden Torpy is back on the bump, trying to get the final 3 outs defensively for the Sasquatch. Give the offense a chance to tie it up or maybe walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Work to do. 10-6 ball game. Aiden Torpy going against Ryan Jarvis, Secundino Morales, and Yamato Sato. It's 5-6-7 in the order. For the Sodbusters, who have 10 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors to this point. Ball, no strikes on Jarvis. I want to go back after this game's over and look back at that top of the 8th inning from Aiden Torpy. 3 strikeouts to finish off the frame after Drew Vega bunted and it turned into a Little League home run. Aiden Torpy looked about as nasty as we've seen from any pitcher, not even just Sasquatch pitchers. About any pitcher we've seen here come to the ballpark. 3 strikeouts. And look at that. I mean, that missed everybody. It's a fastball swung on and missed by Jarvis. Torpy comes from Australia, making the summer, spending the summer here in the United States. Ball and 2 strikes on Jarvis. There's another strikeout. Man, Aiden Torpy looking good right now for the Sasquatch as he gets Jarvis looking for straight batters. Retired via the strikeout. He's quickly becoming one of the more trusted arms out of this bullpen for the Sasquatch. Secundino Morales looks at strike 1. Mentioned Torpy out of Australia. Goes to Augustana University right here in South Dakota. Pitched in 10 innings, 10 1/3 to be exact, with the Vikings this past year. Ahead of Morales 0-2, and he gets a swing and miss. Man, Aiden Torpy's got it working right now. 5 straight strikeouts for Aiden Torpy. Morales is set down for out number 2. Torpy is the 5th arm to be used by the Sasquatch today. As he gets a check swing, he did go around. Easton Brooks got the start. Russell Peterson came in out of the bullpen, pitched 1 inning. Julio Romero pitched an inning. Nathan Hart pitched 2, and Torpy looking to finish off 2. In the dirt, that one catches the hand of home plate umpire Jeremy Mergel. He'll have to walk that one off On the Sodbusters side of things, 4 arms used for them. Dalton Juden started it off. Matisse Crowell pitched 3. He's probably going to be rewarded with the win as the most effective reliever. Jude Sundquist pitched 1 inning, and then Braden Cork has pitched the last 2, and if he finishes off the 9th, he'd get the save, getting the final 9 outs for the Sodbusters as Jeremy Mergel continues to shake off that ball in the dirt that catches him in the hand. Chance Green is doing the right thing as the catcher and stalling for time for his umpire. I still think catcher-umpire relationship, one of the best things to watch in baseball. Always having each other's backs anytime a foul ball catches one of them, stalling for time. Chance Green doing that on the part of Mergel. Ahead of this 1-1 as Aiden Torpy has struck out the last 5 batters he's faced, trying to go 2 innings without allowing an earned run. And he could get 6 outs and all of them by the strikeout if he can get Yamato Sato, who's already struck out 2 times today. 1-1 is foul away. Count goes to 1-2. Sasquatch as a team, 12 strikeouts for this pitching staff. But of course, all those numbers only on the side of the numbers that matter, which is a 4-run deficit. 1-2, why not? 6 strikeouts for Aiden Torpy, 6 in a row. As Yamato Sato is sent down looking. Torpy strikes out the side in the 9th. Sasquatch with work to do. 4 runs needed in the bottom half of the 9th. It's Coleman, Syme, and Green coming to the plate when we return.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
Bottom half of the 9th, Sasquatch will need 4 runs to tie it in the home half of the 9th inning. Scheduled 3 batters are Micah Coleman, Lane Syme, and Chance Green. Certainly some bats on the bench, though, if the Sasquatch want to pinch hit. Patrick Rakes, Javier Marcial, Ryan Bachman, not 100% sure how his health is, was originally penciled in the lineup, but taken out. As the first pitch is in there on Micah Coleman, strike 1. Still Cork out there on the mound for the Sodbusters. Looking to lock this one down as he gets a check swing. Peel down to first. He did go around. That's strike 2 on Coleman. Braden Cork is in line for a save if he can get the final 3 outs. And the Sodbusters looking for the win to even up this 2-game set. This one's in on the hands. Going to be a tough play at third. The throw to first. Can't be dug out. Coleman will reach on what will probably be a single to begin the home half of the 9th. Micah Coleman has the 13th hit of the ball game for the Sasquatch. It's an infield single. Fans come out for 70s, 80s, and 90s weekend from June 21st to June 23rd. So we'll have the 3 nights in consecutive order, 70s, then 80s, then 90s. Should be a fun time at the ballpark. I'm sure the music will correspond. We'll have dances and themes here at the ballpark. And, of course, you are more than welcome and encouraged to dress in your theme attire. If you were born in that decade, maybe come out with your 70s, 80s, or 90s attire. You can, of course, buy your tickets on the Spearfish Sasquatch website. That series coming up at the end of June. Micah Coleman, leadoff single. He is aboard at first. Sasquatch needs some more base runners here, as it's Lane Syme who digs in. 0-1. Outside. Ball and a strike on Syme. Syme a double and a single today. He's also struck out and flown out. So it looks like Patrick Rakes, like we mentioned, one of the bats off the bench. He's getting ready to pinch hit for Chance Green. Grounded to short. Going to be tough to turn two, and they're not going to get any as it goes off the glove of Morales. So 2 balls hit in the almost exact same spot are both going to be probably infield singles. We'll see if that's a single or an error. Going to be a tough decision to make for our baseball ops guys behind the scenes. Micah Coleman just advanced to third. I was looking down at my scorecard. I missed what happened there. I think he tried to take off for third. They said that the ball was dead. So he's going to go back to second base. So now they're going to have to work on some defensive changes or lineup changes, as we will see the pinch hitter Patrick Rakes come to the plate in replacement of Chance Green, the starting catcher. Rakes is not a catcher, but that's the least thing Sasquatch are worried about right now. They need 4 runs. So you take a look at the numbers for Patrick Rakes and what he's done this season. This is why he's the first bat chosen off the bench. Very good year at the plate. .309 batting average, 8 runs batted in. Sasquatch need 4 in this inning. It's the 8th spot in the order. It was officially ruled an error by the shortstop Morales on that ground ball. So Syme reaches on an error. Coleman on second. Syme on first. Patrick Rakes at the plate. Tying run on deck. It's Danny Cook. His ball's in the dirt. No chance to risk moving up. These runners on the bases effectively don't mean anything. Sasquatch needed the run that's yet to come to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes on Patrick Rakes. Sasquatch looking for a miraculous comeback here in the home half of the 9th. Off of Braden Cork. 1-0. That's a strike. Count goes even. Showed you the numbers for Patrick Rakes. Batting average up above 300. 741 OPS. He is second on the team in hard hit balls at 15. Looking for a hard hit ball here, but they'll take it any way they can get it. That pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Rakes. Big spot here for Patrick Rakes. It's the catcher Sato now motioning Jarvis, the left fielder, to take a couple steps in. Center field, Delgado playing pretty deep. Same out in right by Duddleston. It's the lefty Patrick Rakes expected to pull. And he does pull one into right field. Duddleston ranging over. He's not going to get there. It falls in front of him and gets by him. Patrick Rakes thought he was going to be able to go to second base, but Coleman is held up at third. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and a tying run coming up after a pinch hit single for Patrick Rakes. Don't turn this game off just yet, folks. The tying run is coming up in the form of Danny Cook. Sasquatch offense, like we've talked about, can never be counted out of a ball game. We saw even in the series in Casper where they lost all 4. The offense came back late in games. Didn't give up. Were able to string together some hits as Joel Shipper goes back out to the mound for a mound visit. Sasquatch looking to mount the comeback here today. It's Been a crazy ball game. This game started at 6:05. We're over the 3-hour mark. A lot of pitchers used. 5 for the Sasquatch, 4 for the Sodbusters. Neither pitcher made it into the 4th inning. Starting pitcher, I should say. Sodbusters began the ball game with a run in the top of the 1st inning. Sasquatch then brought home 3 in the home half of the 1st. It was back and forth in the 2nd inning, and then Sodbusters brought home 5 runs in the top of the 4th inning. And they haven't surrendered the lead since then. Sasquatch are looking for their first run since the home half of the 5th. Been held off the board the last 3 frames, threatening to put up some runs here in the 9th as they have loaded the bases with nobody out. A leadoff single by Micah Coleman that didn't leave the infield. A ground ball to short that was bobbled by Morales, ruled an error, allowed Lane Syme to reach. Syme has been removed for a pinch runner. I believe it's Micah Wallett who's standing at second. And Patrick Rakes, after his pinch hit single, he's at first. Tying run at the plate. It's the guy fresh out of high school, Danny Cook. Fouls it off. And that ball stuck in the screen, I think. Count goes to 1-1. The top of the order, Braden Gastisha, waiting on deck, looking for an opportunity against Cork here in the 9th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Time is called by Cook. Crowd, which has not left here in the home half of the 9th inning, trying to cheer on the Sasquatch to a victory. 1-1. Cook into center field. That ball's going to drop in right center. Scoring from third is Coleman. Here comes Wallett. He'll score. Patrick Rakes to third. Sasquatch have pulled within 2. It's a 2-run single by Danny Cook. This ball game is not over yet. 10-8 the score. Sasquatch bring home a pair. And the tying run now stands at first. The go-ahead run is coming to the plate. The Sodbusters bullpen has no action against Braden Cork. And the Sasquatch are looking to pull off on a comeback here in the 9th. They trailed this one 10-6 heading into the half inning. 4 straight batters have reached. Danny Cook with a 2-run RBI single, his 3rd hit of the ball game, brings up Gastisha for a 6th time. And he takes ball 1. Cook is the run that matters over at first. Patrick Rakes not so much. Representing the 9th run over at third. Gastisha, of course, representing the winning run. Gastisha yet to get a hit today. Reached on an error his first time up, has retired his next 4 trips to the plate. And he takes strike 1 to even the count. Top of the order for the Sasquatch, Ryan Bachman not playing today, so Gastisha getting the opportunity in the leadoff spot. He's been pretty quiet this year at the plate, batting under 200. Looking for a big hit here. Falls behind in the count here, 1-2. Gastisha's been able to work at bats long. Entering today, he was just 2 for his last 21. He's now 2 for his last 26. All that could be erased if he could get a hit right here. 1-2. Grounded to first. They'll go to second, and they will get 1. The throw to first is in time. Double play. Braden Gastisha beautifully turned. 3-6-3. Borgman to Morales, back to Borgman. Sasquatch do bring home the 9th run. They pull within 1. As scoring from third is Patrick Rakes. But now the Sasquatch are down to their final out with the bases empty and Ben Green coming to the plate. All comes down to this. Ben Green looking to extend this ball game. He takes ball 1. Ben Green, 2 home runs on the season. That's tied for most on the team. Looking for his 2nd hit of the ball game. He's reached base in 3 of 5 trips. Comes up empty on the 1-0. Seth Nelson hoping to get in that bat, waiting on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. That's upstairs, ball 2. Stick around for the GP Local postgame show as well as soon as this game concludes. As I'll recap the action from this game as well as this whole 3-game homestand. Looking ahead to the Sasquatch when they travel to Oahe as well. 2-1, swung on and missed. Sasquatch are down to their final strike. Braden Cork looking to wiggle out of this. 3 runs in the half inning. Sasquatch have pulled within 1. 10-9 the ball game. 2-2. Swing and a miss. And that will do it as Cork, with a huge double play off the bat of Braden Gastisha and then a strikeout to Ben Green, finishes off a Sodbusters victory, 10-9 the final, in a game that had a little bit of everything, a whole lot of offense, 25 combined hits, 19 combined runs. The defense wasn't all that pretty either with 3 errors by both teams. 3 runs in the bottom half of the 9th as the Sasquatch threatened to come back, but they just couldn't bring home that 10th and tying run. Well, GP Local postgame show is coming up. Final score here from Black Hills Energy Stadium. The Sodbusters win it 10-9. Stick around for that GP Local postgame show coming up in a few.
Be fucking real, man. Come on. Welcome to the GP Local postgame show here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. The final score here tonight, the Sodbusters win this one 10-9 in nail-biting fashion as the Sasquatch come just so close to tying the ball game. 10-6 the score heading into that bottom of the 9th inning. Sasquatch put up 3 runs off of Cork in that inning, but the base is empty. Ben Green goes down on strikes to finish off this ball game, but still, all things considered, a good 3-game home series, just a midweek little home series for the Sasquatch. They welcomed the Oahe Zap for 1 game. They were able to win that 6-1, and then last night against the Hastings Sodbusters won 15-5 in dominating fashion. Today the Sodbusters came back with a vengeance, as you'd expect after losing 15-5, putting up 10 runs on 11 hits. The Sasquatch put up 9 runs on 15 hits. They left a lot of runners on base and just couldn't bring home that tying run in the 9th inning. As mentioned, the Sasquatch get some time off now heading into the weekend before they'll head to Pier on Monday and Tuesday to take on the Oahe Zap And then the Zap will come here for a couple games here at the ballpark ahead of a long home series to finish off the month of June. After they come back from Pierre, I don't think they have very many off days in the month of June, and I think they finish off 12 home games, 11 or 12 home games in the month of June, all right here at the ballpark. So we encourage you to come out to the ballpark to support the team and see what the Sasquatch can do. 9-9 on the season. They started off the season, those 4 games in Casper where they were swept. They've looked a lot better since then, 9-5 since that 4-game series in Casper. A lot of offense, better pitching. Today the pitching not able to support the good offense that they'd had as of late, but still a lot to look forward to as this season still just not even at the halfway point. A lot left to go. A lot of baseball left to be played for the Spearfish Sasquatch team that's still getting a lot of guys back as well. We had Nolan Ackerman up here in the booth. Julio Romero made his first outing with the Sasquatch, another returner from last year's team. Looking ahead to the second half of the season, the Sasquatch are going to have a lot of guys back from last year's team, a lot of guys getting more comfortable. That could lead to a lot of wins. We can only hope here with the Sasquatch and the remainder of this 2024 summer. Well, for everybody here behind the scenes making this operation work, for our birthday boy, Blake Bullen, who's celebrating his 21st birthday, another congratulations and a big shout out to him. Working behind the scenes up here in the press box with some pitch data. For Stephen Hogenkamp, our video production intern, with all the things he does behind the scenes, I've been Ari Walt. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Spearfish Sasquatch YouTube channel. Final score, 10-9, Sodbusters victory.